clear as a motherfucker.
I mean, I'm not computer illiterate, but I ain't the most computer literate.
I ain't either, nigga. I've been like, y'all heard me get yelled at the end of the pod. Hit the other one track. The other. Yeah. I'm not allowed to touch the computer.
I can cut it on and cut it off.
Yeah, that's about it. I was surprised he allowed me to plug in the headphone jack today.
Bro. All right, so his screen says Kendra Williams still. I'm gonna change it to Nate.
Nasty Nate. Put the nasty in quotes right before Nate. Or do you want the quotes?
That as a nickname.
You said what?
I didn't even want that as a nickname. You know, they say nicknames are given. Most people, if you got a real good nickname, you didn't give it yourself.
Nah.
Yeah, most people are like, the nicknames are like given to you somehow, some story in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Is there an E in nasty? No, right?
N-A-S-T-Y.
Right, okay. I'd be questioning myself.
Hooked on phonics with the session.
Nah, you had to see me.
Let's not do our black colleges like that, man.
Nah, I majored in music. I wasn't reading letters. I tell
people all the time. People are like, I'm responsible for A through G.
Right.
Anything past that is foreign to me.
Well, I'm an English major, so don't worry, I got y'all back, man. Your boy, we here. I got you.
Right. I was sitting here. I was like, wait a minute. Tasty. Is there
like, I was wondering what you were doing. I saw your face. You were like,
tasty.
All right.
I can't
the
fucking
English
spell.
language is so fucking stupid, though, if you think about it.
Nigga.
Because there's no way that you can convince me that though and thought are just one letter apart from each other.
Nigga.
There's no way you can convince me.
The and the.
Yeah, and it's the same word. Or why do we have three different spellings for this, like for the same word essentially? There, and there.
Look, I'm still trying to understand how it's not, what is it? You got knives or whatever, to make
knives, knuckle.
But then when you look at other words, it's not like, or matter of fact, or like teeth. Why is it not tooth?
Yeah, tooth.
Let me tell you, when I gave up on the English language,
why isn't it deers?
Right,
or goose, or geese.
Fishes.
Goose is.
I gave up on
a whole bunch of fishes.
Right,
it's just a bunch of fish.
I gave up on the English language when I found out pterodactyl starts with a P.
Or pneumonia.
Yeah, put pneumonia.
But when I just found out pterodactyl started with a P like last year.
Right. Like, that's what I'm saying.
My son is into dinosaurs. Like that's his world. Dinosaurs. Like that. Like every person think they kid's smart. So me, let me tell it, my kid's a genius because he was 3 years old saying Stegosaurus and Paralopholis and you know what I'm saying, and all those, and when I'm looking in the book and I'm like, pterodactyl, what is this? Pterodactyl, and I'm like,
see,
with a P.
Man, I'll never forget. Growing up, my dad had this job that required him to go to a lot of fancy dinners. So me and my sister had to go to etiquette classes. So we went to this one restaurant, and like everything is like in Italian, and we're trying to sound educated. And so my sister was like, I can order for myself. She's like 9. And so she's like, can I get the fettuccine? Like she said that served on a hot plate. And then my dad was like, plate?
I should have pronounced fettuccine, but not plate.
Right, because she was thinking everything was like fancy. And when she got to the word that she should have known, she just butchered it. Plate.
Fuck.
On a hot plate.
Fuck on a plate, my nigga.
Oh man, I remember.
Oh shit.
Jacking people up like that. And remember in high school, did y'all have to do the popcorn reading?
Listen.
And you knew, and everybody would always pick on the person who couldn't read. So it'd be your turn. And next thing you know, you'd read a few and then you'd be like, James.
Listen, it was this girl that I used to like in college. And she had a boyfriend. And no matter what, she would not leave this dude. But we all were in the same class.
Oh, God.
Homie could not read. So every time, because we would have to do, we had to do, they call it call out reading. Because it was freshman lit. I'll never forget. Oh, I'll never forget that, man. Every time we would read some shit, I would be sitting there and I go, yeah. And like trying to play it off like I'm gonna call somebody different. Brandon. You see him in the back like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
And it's like and behind the scenes being the other niggas reading along, knowing like you can tell when they get to that word, like, oh, listen.
Oh, he gonna fuck these words up.
This one up.
And then there's always like 20 people correcting him. He'd be like,
right.
Jake.
I'm gonna skip this word. Like, nah, nigga.
It was like it was precipitation, and we went down the street.
Everybody in the class, he looking down at the book. Everybody else in the class is like,
it's like, all right, guys, grow up. You wouldn't want this to happen to you if you were reading out loud.
Nah, it's the worst as a teacher because you're sitting there like,
nah,
I'm not letting this nigga read anymore. Nah, like, I can't.
Nah, I hate it when it's the ones that you want to laugh at the kid too, and you just that, especially as a music teacher.
You know what? That's hard. Enough reading for today. Yeah. So,
or it's the bad kids.
You said what?
Or it's the bad kids, and now it's their time to read, and now you're like,
or the class clowns.
Nah, John, go ahead.
Right.
Read the last paragraph.
That or you get the kid.
Class 6th grade language arts. I mean, so when y'all talk about the teacher stuff,
right.
I was 6th grade language arts teacher for 3 years. I taught at Bethune Middle and Tucker Middle School. Yeah, 6th and 7th grade language arts. Yeah, so when y'all speak of the teacher drama and the teacher woes, I'm like, my brother, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I feel you.
So let's kick this thing off and stop giving people free shit. All right, because I feel like it's starting to get fucking good, and I want to start the intro to shit so we can really get into the shit. Because we can sit here and talk about this shit for like 5 fucking hours. All right, here we go.
Is that a train?
It sounds like a race car.
Oh. These mics confuse the fuck out of me. There's no way in hell they can convince me the first few episodes they struggled to hear us and we turned our head, but they could pick up a car down the street.
And I'm just hearing heartbeat.
All right, what's good, everybody, and welcome to the session.
I looked out my window like, what?
I am Jay from the great state of GA, and he is.
And this is your boy Trey from the VA, and we back at it again with a guest.
Oh man, you already know what time it is. Today we got our boy Nasty Nate up in the building. What's good, brother?
It's your boy, man. I'm out here, man. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for having me on. Once again, like I said, man, I'm a fan. My wife told me to give y'all a listen, and I'm glad she did. And ever since that day, like I said, I talk to y'all like the podcast is live. I'm in the car riding down the street. I'm coming back from the gym. The podcast is probably recorded 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And I'm like, no, I feel you, bro. I feel you. So, man, I'm excited to be on, man.
Man, everybody needs a fan like Nate, man. Nate hold us accountable. He'll be like, hey, there wasn't no new episode this week. Like, damn, there won't an episode this week.
And see, and I even have a story about that because, you know, I had a lot of people asking. It was like, there was no pod this week. There was no pod this week because we had to take a break. I had some health things that I had to focus on. And Nate actually reached out and he's actually helping me out through those things, man. And I really appreciate it. But I had to take this week to focus on my health. And I'm glad that Nate was there to really help me out with that. Got me on the right track.
Yeah, man. So like I said before, if something just told me, hey, man, reach out and, you know, just give my little, I don't even call it expertise because I'm not a scientist. I don't have like a PhD backing but from weight manipulation, you know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you before, just me wrestling since I was 13.
Right.
And now I've been fighting since for coming up on 9 years in November. I'm 33 now. I'll be 34 in July. I've been doing the whole weight, dropping weight, cutting weight, losing weight, gaining weight, dropping weight. I've been doing it for a while. So I've kind of seen the things that kind of work for me. And, you know, I pull some stuff from scientific backing, some stuff from research and this, but it's other stuff is all right. Ain't no can't even tell a black man how a black man body work.
Right.
And so yeah, that worked for you, but I do this, and this has been working for me every time. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of put all those things together, and I understand that, like you said, most diets, they crash because you feel terrible. You're like, oh man, I'm eating like a bird every day.
Right.
This is of course I ain't gonna gain no weight because I mean carrots and
lettuce all the time.
Right. That's a crash diet. You're gonna be terrible. You're gonna be miserable. But you know, some from the things I showed you, like I just had off air. Today I'm cutting weight today. I'm cutting weight this week. Getting ready for the fight, so I'm dropping my weight down right now. Currently, I'm 168 pounds. I got to make 157 pounds by Friday, so roughly 11, 12 pounds I'm gonna have to cut, which is, you like you said, y'all looking like, but that's, remember I told you the body fluctuates 5 to 7 pounds of water naturally a day. So knowing that, I can really, if I had to make 157 pounds, I can make it tomorrow. If I had to. Tomorrow night, you know what I'm saying? But
the last time I was 157 pounds, I might have been in middle school. Like I was 6 feet 230 all through high school. Like played middle linebacker my freshman year.
I had these wings, and people like, "Oh, you eating wings?" And it's you on a diet? Yeah, I'm eating wings because I'm not eating any carbs. And I didn't say I fried the wings. I used the air fryer. Get an air fryer, people. The air fryer. We need to find an air fryer to sponsor this pod.
Listen, anyone who creates air fryers, your ad could be inserted right here in the podcast.
And on my daily life, it can be inserted in my life.
We'll fry something every
day.
Right. We'll fry something before every one of Nate's fights on air if you sponsor us.
For sure. So
double
air fry wings, no grease. Everything's healthy. Salad, smooth. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So we've been talking about the stuff you do, man, but we really haven't had the people have a chance to actually know who you are. So go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you do, man.
All right. So like I said, it's your boy, Nasty Nate. You can follow me on Instagram, Nasty Nate _MMA 145. I'm actually Google worthy. Lights and sirens, right? Woo. Google me. If you Google Nasty Nate, it's 2 Nasty Nates. It's a Nasty Nate gentleman. We're actually friends on Instagram. He's a fighter in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. He's a decent fighter as well, but he's white. So I mean, it's not hard to get us confused. You know what I'm saying? But then if you Google Nathan Williams MMA, then there's Nathan Teddy Bear Williams. Me and him are also friends on Instagram and Facebook too. But he's Hispanic and he's like 5'4". You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of still hard to get us. So I'm Google worthy. But I've been fighting for 9 years. It'd be 9 years in November. Grew up wrestling. My dad was a wrestling coach coming up. My dad wrestled in high school, wrestled in college in Illinois. So just, he was a wrestling coach actually at Avondale in the early 90s. So I was always on the mats with them watching wrestling when he was coaching and stuff, and wrestled high school, wrestled college for a while. Did all right. I wasn't a state champion, but I got third my senior year. So I went 39-4 my senior year. So the idea of winning state wasn't like intangible. I was like, thought I could win state and actually had that as a goal. I actually lost in the semifinals by 1 point. You know what I'm saying? So I was close. You know what I'm saying? So it was, so I had a decent wrestling career, got a partial scholarship to Gardner Webb, small D1 school in North Carolina. And when I mean partial, I mean partial.
Man, I understand that struggle full-heartedly understand that struggle.
Man, so like football, I think football does what, full and half, maybe halves, but the big time guys, they getting full, everything paid for. Smaller sports, you can get full, half, and then partial. So my partial, Gardner Webb, I think was at the time what, $38,000 a year. to go there, and my scholarship paid for, I want to say, books and meals.
Oh, wow.
Books and housing. You know what I'm saying? So I still had to come out of the pocket 32, 33,000. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, maybe this ain't for me. So I transferred out, transferred to West Georgia. Was there at West Georgia for a year and a half. Got there and went from, actually, because I played football. I played football since I was growing up also. So, you know what I'm saying? Got to West Georgia. West Georgia didn't have a wrestling team, but I walked on to the football team. You know what I'm saying? So West Georgia, the way they process do it, you walk onto the football team in the spring, and during the spring training, they evaluate you over spring. You get invited back to summer camp, and if you get invited back to summer camp, then you made the team. You know what I'm saying? So I walked on, made the team. You know what I'm saying? But me coming from a student athlete at Gardner Webb to a structured schedule, practices 3 times a day, plus school, plus, you know what I'm saying, to West Georgia, I walked on in the spring. Well, I had a whole semester worth of stuff going on of me just being a regular student. So I only took 12 hours. So I had time.
Right.
Time. So needless to say, I lost the Hope Scholarship. My mom was like, nah, you ain't going to football camp. You finna stay home and work because you got to pay for school. So didn't walk onto the football team, didn't play football because I was like, if I ain't going to summer camp, I'm not finna just be on the practice squad all year. So I was like, nah, forget that. Was just living school life, lived West Georgia life. Y'all been to West Georgia. West Georgia is the even mix of both.
Might as well be Alabama.
Black fraternities and sororities, but you also got Rush, Rush Week. You know right. Everybody that, I don't want to call it the top tier rejects, but everybody that didn't get into UGA and didn't get into Georgia Southern, guess where they end up at? West Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So West Georgia is like a good melting pot of, so you get your big time college experience, but you also get a small enough school to where people kind of know each other. Well, I acted a plum fool at West Georgia. Showed my ass. They finally kicked me out because we stay in the on-campus apartments, and I think frying chicken, you know, like the hotel style apartments, where when you walk outside your apartment, it's a hallway on the inside, and we so I got chicken on the fryer, but I go outside because everybody outside, we kicking and talking. Next thing I know, fire alarm going off, smoke is going off, and I'm like, it's some down apartments. Oh, it's me. So got in some trouble before that. West Georgia was like, hey man, you gotta go. They kicked me out. Boom, I was at home. So I come from a family of educators. I'm P squared, by the way. Principal's kid, preacher's kid. My mom
okay.
And my parents are preachers at a majority church, a big church down here in Atlanta, St. Philip AME. You know what I'm saying? So I got the P squared going on. So you're not about to be in this house
doing nothing.
So I was at the Cab Tech, you know, went to Cab Tech for a year, whatever, got some credits up, got to Savannah State. Woohoo. Now I got the HBCU experience. So I done been through all the full college spectrum experience. So boom, finally got my degree. You know what I'm saying? 2008. I'm lying. December 2011. Got my degree, English language and literature, and graduated and was like, man, I still want to compete. I still want to do something. Too far removed from trying to go to the Olympics from wrestling. Too far removed from football. Last time playing football, I was in the Savannah Sharks. I played down there.
I know about that.
You know what I'm saying? The Savannah Sharks. But I mean, I'm 5'11" on a good day with the hair. I've been the same size since high school, so I'm 170 pounds, and the good Lord didn't bless me with blazing speed. So in MSL Combine in 11th grade, I ran a 4.9.
Damn.
I ain't going to I'm not going to go kill the charts in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? No trials or nothing. So I'm like, man, I want to do, but I want to compete. And I've always had that. I know I can go pro in something. Like I'm not the fastest, but I'm athletic. You know what I'm saying? So I can go pro in something. That's always been something I knew in my mind. So I literally Googled MMA gyms, closest fighting gym to me. Well, actually, I started boxing. I started doing some boxing training. One of my best friends, he was best man in my wedding. His name is Rahman Ali, formerly known as Jermaine Burgess. Well, he went by in high school, but his now goes by Rahman Ali. Y'all probably seen me shout it out. He has a gym, Fighter for Life, boxing gym, boxing and fitness. I started boxing with him, just boxing. You know what I'm saying? Going in the mornings. I was actually a campus security guy. I did everything in the school system. I was a campus
clearly.
So I was a campus security guard, you know what I'm saying, at Miller Grove Middle School. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have to be there because my shift was 10 to 6. So I had to be there till 10 o'clock in the morning. So I would go work, do boxing in the mornings. I get up at like 7, do boxing for a little while, then go to work or whatever. And then so I'm like, yeah, Floyd Mayweather. Millions. I'm about to make M's. I'm about to make bread. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, nah, man. You've been wrestling ever since I know you. You was the best wrestler to come out of Stone Mountain that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you wasting half your talents, but I think you need to do MMA. So I was like, all right. I literally was staying in my parents' crib. You know, so like I said, just graduated college in Stone Mountain. And I was Googled closest MMA gym for me. And the gym I'm at now, X3 Sports, came up. Went there I just went there, told them, hey, I'm trying to come here. I wrestled, but I'm trying to be an MMA fighter. And they were like, all right, come through. Did the jiu-jitsu class, intro to jiu-jitsu class. Loved it. Signed up for a 2-year agreement because I was like, this is what I really want to do. And 9 years later, you know, here we are.
That's dope.
That's fucking crazy. I thought you were doing that like at a younger age. I didn't know that this was something that you picked up a couple years ago.
Yeah, like, so I graduated in 2005. You know what I'm saying? So I started fighting at 25. Like I said, so my little rough stint in college. I still graduated college in 6 years. Like I said, I graduated December 2011. So even through, and I didn't really go into like royal details of everything I got into, but I got, you know, a couple misdemeanor marijuana charges or whatever, you know, saying just being stupid, being naive with the whole process or whatever. But even going through all that, I still finished in like 6 years.
Right.
You know
That's a story. That's definitely a story for somebody out there.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, so now I started fighting at 25. You know what I'm saying? So, which is actually is a gift and a curse. Not really a curse. I don't want to say it's a curse because I'm young enough. I started young enough to old enough to where I knew what I wanted to do. Now I've been through a bunch of stuff, so I knew, like, I was one track minded, focused, knew what I wanted to do, and I didn't have the wear and tear on my body as people who started when they were 18. People
when they were 17.
Because they're sparring and they're punching and they're getting hit and they're getting slammed. So they got years of that. Yeah, I wrestled, but I went to college for a while and I was just a student. So it was a time I ain't do nothing but just be a student. You know what I'm saying? Work out here and there, but I was kicking it. So my body was rested. I wasn't getting punched. I wasn't going through the wear and tear that these people who were training were going through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm 33. I'm just hitting you don't hit your prime till you get to your mid 30s. You know what I'm saying? And in things in the UFC, they don't call guys in their 30s, 32, 33. They don't call that old. Or in the NFL, you're ancient.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In other sports, you're old. But in the UFC, they still call these guys 30. He's 30. He's a kid. This guy. You know what I'm saying? Because guys are fighting to their 37, 38, having successful careers at 40. You know what I'm saying?
So what I mean, so what's the next step? I want to say I saw on your social media that you tried out for the UFC, correct?
No, not yet. So what you saw was an XFC trial. XFC, you can tell all these little acronyms and all that stuff. All that stuff gets confusing because I'm fighting for the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So you change one syllable. That one, I mean, not one syllable. That one letter changes the multitude of money that's backing behind that whole promotion. You know what I'm saying? So, but what you saw was an XFC tryout, and XFC, they're like, if I put this in college football tier, I heard y'all talking about college football the other day, how black college football was getting notoriety, but he was like, I mean, I laughed and he was like, man, if they pay us to get slaughtered. Like, yeah, I was at Savannah State and Florida State?
Man, Florida State came up there and put the hurt on them boys, man.
I think they got like $1 million or something.
They got a little more than $1 million.
You know what I'm saying? So in tiers of that, I would say, because the UFC is like the NFL.
Right.
We all in college right now. Right now, I'm in college.
Okay.
I'm in college. The NFC, I'm probably playing black college, maybe a little bit step of NAIA. Right? Black college, maybe some D2. XFC is like D2, D1 AA because they get TV exposure. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
CBS, so they get TV exposure. So it's like, oh, okay, who is this? XFC, I can be seen around the world.
Right.
UFC, like I said, is like the NFL, and then like Bellator is like D1. Where I'm D1. You know what I'm saying? UGA, Stanford. I'm 5. I'm all this. I can. These colleges, these coaches, they make millions of dollars. They make good livings by being college coaches, D1 college coaches. But you can also do so much more by being an NFL coach, because the NFL is still the cream of the crop. Yeah, NFC makes money, makes great money, but the UFC, the NFL always makes the best money. So the objective is to get to the UFC. So the XFC was just me just doing something for some exposure. Like I said, they have a larger stream, a larger connection. It was just me trying to get my name out there.
I feel that, man. I feel that. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, man.
Shoot.
For sure. Because the UFC is definitely the ultimate goal. It's the 2021 goal. Actually, I plan on being in the UFC, getting that call, at least getting the call, making the transition from 2021 to 2022. Like I said, this fight coming up, I'm on a 2-fight win streak. The UFC cares about win streaks, and they care about looking good doing it. So whooping ass and looking good, whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? Not going out there when they call lay and pray. I grab a motherfucking leg and I just pump on it. Shit, you know what I'm saying? The shit
we don't want to see.
Yeah, shit I would do. You know what I'm saying? The shit that if I'm trying to get you to watch a fight, the shit that usually happens when you get your regular homeboys to watch a fight, it's this guy is laying on him the whole time, but most time it's these guys fighting in the phone book. You know what I mean? The shit that my homeboys see, but the shit I want them to see.
Right.
They fighting, they slugging in the phone booth, dudes knocking each other out. But then when I show it to you, it's like, who is this dude?
Right. Why are they doing this?
Come on, do something.
Because man, I was geeked. I got my homeboy got the subscription to ESPN, so we could catch the fights on Saturdays. Man, the very first time I watched, I was so geeked to watch the very first. I can't even remember who it was. I mean, I'm geeked to watch this fight.
Yeah.
And then it comes on, and I'm like, yo, this dude was in like a triangle chokehold half the fight. Like, okay, I'm gonna put something else. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I understand, that what they were doing, there was a reason why they were doing whatever they were doing, but to the casual,
to the outside watching,
I want to see somebody get hit. Like, I want to see somebody get kicked in the face. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, but at the same time, that's another conversation I had to have with myself, because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with us as a people to where we're rooting to see a nigga get knocked the fuck out?
But that's the beautiful thing in fighting, though, because everybody, every culture, every thing in society understands fighting.
Gladiators. That's what y'all are. Y'all are gladiators.
Real life gladiators. Like they even say, like in school, two people get to fight, and what happens? Everybody stops. Everybody turns. Everybody starts to look. Everybody, oh shit, they fighting. Oh shit, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? People want to see, even if they're like, oh, they cringe away, they still want to see what's going on. They want to see the outcome.
Facts. And teachers be placing bets too.
Fact. That's facts, dog. That's legit facts. It's an attention grabber. Let's keep going, because we're gonna talk a lot more about that in the Block B. So I don't know about y'all, but my stimmy hit last week.
Mine too.
Yes, sir. My stimmy hit. So on Friday, your boy was in class. I want to say it was like maybe 1:20.
And I texted you.
And he sent me this. He sent this text that was like, "Yo, I got my stimmy." And now, mind you, I'm in a class full of kids, and I'm like, this nigga lying. Because we got the same bank. So I'm like, let me see. So while the kids were doing the independent assignment, I slide my phone on the desk and I start clicking into my bank account, and I was like, he lying. It said I got $1,400 in my. That's right, it wasn't no money in there.
Yeah, that's how I was like, I felt really good when I saw $1,401 in my account.
Instantly, that happened in the middle of class. I pulled out my phone and called my wife. I was like, yo, you trying to go to Miami this weekend? The kids in the class looked up. It was like, Mr. Brown, you all right? I'm like, look, y'all about to go to the chorus teacher's room because I have stuff I have to do. I have an emergency that I have to handle right now. And then my wife was being an adult and was like, yeah, now we could pay this bill. And I'm like, damn. So we paid a bill.
Man, I remember how I found out. It was like I was just making a joke. I was talking to my coworkers. I'm like, well, I guess it's time to start frantically checking my bank account every 5 minutes to see if my stimmy hit. And I logged in. That bitch said $1,400. I was like,
right.
I kind of feel bad because like everybody, other than Jay, I think Jay is the only friend I have that also has theirs. Everybody else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So me, I'm laying in the bed, just chilling. I had worked out earlier. Like I said, I'm getting ready for the fight. I worked out earlier, so I'm kind of just resting. And I'm scrolling Facebook, and I keep saying I'm feeling stimulated today on Facebook, and I'm like, all right, maybe so. Mine's me and my wife, we filed joint, so and we use her account, so it goes through hers. And next thing I know, as soon as I scroll through it twice, I'm feeling stimulated. I'm like, she hit me. Oh, Stimmies just came. I sent you your part in your account. It's there. We lit. I'm like, I started getting like anxiety. I'm like, what do I want to buy?
Right.
And that's a bad part. I couldn't think of anything to buy. So I was
me neither. I'm kind of cheap. So I just like, have y'all ever like looked at your account and then close it out and then like a couple minutes later look at it
go
again?
back to make sure it's there? Yeah. I like my shit to look a certain way. Like I'll stop spending money just because I'm like, wait, we close to 1,000. Oh nah.
Now what I do,
I'm gonna ride on E a little longer.
What I do, I pull out whatever I want to spend in cash, and as soon as that cash is gone,
you smart.
That's it.
See, I put it on the Cash App card because if I have it in cash, I spend it faster. I'm a weirdo like that,
man. But I'm just like, it's just interesting seeing things come to fruition. Like when he said that this is what he was gonna do. And then we got the money.
Nigga, it was literally like 24 hours that we got our stimulus from when he signed it.
Because I just knew, because like I was one of those people that the second one got fucked up because I wasn't so lucky. Like because the second one, the roles were reversed. He's like, yo, we in this bitch. We got our stimmies. They can't tell us shit. Broke niggas can't say shit to us. And I was like, damn, I'm still a broke nigga. My shit got sent to somebody else's account.
For some reason, I'm always in the first wave.
I was in the first wave for the first one and this one. I told my mama, like, because first of all these people posting on social media, if you did it, cool. But I didn't post mine on social media because like I didn't want to be that nigga that be like, yo, I'm feeling stimulated. And then like a nigga I owe money that I forgot I owe money, like, oh, that's crazy. So
I'd have robbed
somebody
your ass.
Just hurting. Somebody just like, yo.
I would have robbed your ass and helped you look for the person who did it too. You said he was this tall?
No, I ain't me.
Right.
I got your back, nigga.
He sound like me? That's crazy.
Jay posted Facebook. They really jumped my nigga Trey, man.
Right.
Justice for Trey.
You want to go get crab legs, Trey?
Insurgents.
Right.
Them insurgents ate the cereal, son. I don't
fucking crazy.
It's like, man, I don't know what happened, but man, I actually came across some. Like, I actually just came across some extra money, man.
Right. How much you come across? $1,400. Crazy, right?
This too, I guess.
Somebody made a mistake. Remember, I got like
$1,400 worth of guns. I'll help you go search.
Right.
How much was this AR? This shit was $1,400, bro.
Exactly. So wait. You know I got the kid though. Like,
oh, you gonna be feeling nice though because you know you're gonna get that tax credit once you file JJ this year.
Yeah, we married and got a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
yeah.
That credit helps.
She didn't like my plan. I told her we can make some money, but
anything will chip that away because I got 2 kids and that thing gets chipped away. For
really?
A bit of everything. Yeah, you think we be balling at the end of tax season? No. No, so I don't understand TurboTax either. I think all this shit is scam.
It is.
So like, with you supposed to get according, it was like 4,000 a kid, but now it made like 2,000 or something.
Yeah.
We start off at TurboTax. The shit at the top say $8,000, and we like,
yep,
hell yeah,
it's the start.
We balling. We finna get. We going. babe, we going to
right.
Where you said Turks and Caicos
Chris,
never been?
Right.
I bet. I'm tired of wasting these passports that we got for 7 years and they got no stamps on them. And then you get to add and shit. Like I gotta add my fight stuff in there because I don't get taxed for fighting. So we get taxed as a 1099 as I'm an independent contractor. So I get taxed at the end of the year. So then we add that in there. And next thing you know, the 8 goes down to like 4.
Oh
Hold
shit.
up, wait. And then now I work for the fire department. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. Right. Now I'm a firefighter. You know what I'm saying? I work for the shout out to Cab County Fire and Rescue. I work for the fire department. And we pay taxes. We get paid. We take taxes taken out. That's the government. So, they hitting us off the top for theirs. Then I enter that in and it goes down to like 2 and some change. And I'm like,
it's facts. These are all facts. Right.
What happened to the money I'm supposed to be getting back from the kids?
They took that too. Kids work your nerves, so they get taxed too.
It's a scam. But you did hear they just, and I'm not that political, so I'm probably gonna butcher the name.
We do that shit all the time.
Okay, perfect. But Joe Biden just did the Child Care Act. Aid Act. Y'all heard about that? Where it's gonna equal up to like $300 a month per kid for a year, but you'll get it back on your first year. You get it back in your taxes or something like that.
Yeah, I still have to do my research on like the verbiage inside of it, but I definitely heard that too, and I jumped up and was like, "Wait a minute, what we getting?" So, but I did hear that. That's something that we will have to look into. We'll look into that at the break.
Yeah. Now he doing all this now, and I think I'm jumping ahead, but now I'm flip flopped because now at first I voted for my boy Joe. Actually, my wife voted for Joe for me. You know what I'm saying? My wife voted for him for me, for Joe. But and then
like 3 MAGA supporters like, see. See, I told y'all.
I did sign the ballot. You know what I'm saying? That was me. You better not. But we married. You can do stuff like that when you're married.
You can.
You know what I'm saying? So, but then the first 100 days, has it been 100 days yet or something?
I think
so. The first thing I hear, and I'm sorry, this is my stand on it, but the first thing I hear is this man approves transgenders in sports. And I'm like, hold on, bro. You got some money to be giving out, and this the first thing you're doing. So now I was kind of off the Joe Biden train. I'm like, I don't know. I even posted on Facebook. I was like, hey, I don't know.
And we said that
this is probably the best idea that we did.
Yeah.
Like I'm not seeing too much come back from these votes.
No, I think in a sense, there's a few things that I've kind of been like, all right, Joe, where are you going here? But when I talk to a lot of my friends who are lesbian or gay, it's some other shit that he passed to protect them that I wasn't privy to. So apparently when he first got in, the first thing he did was pass 2 things. I wish I would have looked them up, but I didn't know we were going to be in this space. But he passed 2 things for them to protect them. He also, speaking of education, before Betsy DeVos could do anything, she wound up quitting. The lady who pretty much ruined education the past few years, she got the fuck up out of here. So to me, of course, that was already a win because I'm like, oh, they about to get back all that public school money that she took away and gave to private school. It's just little things. But one thing I learned about politics is we genuinely only care about the shit that affect us. And as we should, because you get what I'm saying? Like how would I know about some shit that I don't think about on a regular basis?
I don't think about the Child Care Act because I don't have
see, but at the same time, I'm with you. Joe got to have his feet held to the fire because he's backpedaling on these school loans now, and I'm not fucking with that.
Like I said, I went to Gardner Webb.
And that's what I was about to say.
Gardner Webb ain't cheap.
Right. I'm sitting here. This nigga's really riding the train. At least I'm not the other guy train a little too hard.
Yeah.
Like because like that's only gonna be cute for about like another couple of weeks.
Right.
Like, we like, all right, now nigga, like we hit the year mark of the pandemic. We hit all this shit. What you about to do now? So like it's cool. We voted for you, but
you got the majority too.
Yeah.
Ain't no reason why you shouldn't be up in here passing shit left and right.
Now that's the thing that kind of that made me feel some type of way. It seems like when the Republicans ran everything,
it was no negotiating.
No negotiating.
They was just like, this what we doing.
This was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, so either the Democrats need to have a little bit more backbone when they're in the minority or something, because like the fact that they were, and again, I wasn't affected by this, but like when they backpedal, was like, yeah, not everybody need to get this $1,400.
Yo, that was kind of fucked up. And don't get me, I know a lot of people are probably sitting back like, oh, well, if you make $150,000 a year, you don't need to stem me. But if that person lost their job and they have not worked in 9 months, they probably needed that stimulus check.
And then another thing like that is like what I tell people is that maybe when you have a certain amount of money, you're used to a certain lifestyle. So everybody, when this shit hit, you had to readjust. So like it is still kind of fucked up. Like to them, $1,400 might just be like a $20 bill to us, but that's still $20 they gotta put towards something else. That's kind of fucked up because we're all going through this.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't think Jeff Bezos deserved a stimulus check.
Nah. but any nigga that's racing to be
his ass
right. But 75,000 was, I was like, I know some niggas that make 75,000 that are struggling.
80.
Is it 80?
I thought it was 80. Okay. Mm-hmm. But still,
I thought they would have capped it at least 100. I didn't think it would be at that point right there. But I must say I am glad I was in the number. So
yeah, me too. I'm a service worker, so you know we ain't balling.
Right, ain't making nowhere near what you should be.
Yeah,
all right,
and that's crazy that teachers and first responders, it's so cliche, but we overworked, underpaid. I mean, and I love what I do. Mm-hmm. I am in the fire department. I love it. But you want to start a teacher out at $40,000, $30,000, $40,000. You want to start a firefighter out at $43,000 and say, yeah, this is what y'all deserve. But then, but when your house is burning down, you want me to run up in your house and you want me to put your house right. out. Or when your grandma can't breathe, you looking at me like, save her, please. Or when little Johnny is struggling to read, I'm sitting here taking your time trying to help Johnny, you know what I'm saying, understand phonetics.
Jobs that say heroes work here.
I don't know.
And that's it.
Like, cause that was something that we talked about before as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for like whatever symbolism they try to do to raise awareness, but whenever I see, and don't get me wrong, I also think that a lot of police officers are dirty, but we won't go down that avenue.
But on my city.
But at the same time, they don't make enough money, and you putting a back the blue sticker on your car does nothing to help those people. Them putting, is it the thin red line for firefighters?
Yeah.
You putting that on the back of your car does not help those firefighters. Like I said, I get that it raises awareness, but I just want people to actually, if you really believe in backing the blue or supporting firefighters, then you should be writing your local politician about paying them more money, giving them more benefits. That to me would be making a bigger impact. The way that with the military, I say all the time, when people are talking about you shouldn't take a knee because it disrespects the the military, and I'm a big supporter of the military. How are you a big supporter of the military? What are you doing exactly that supports the military?
Right, because we really think about that, like the military puts their life on the line, so we have the choice of taking a knee
to take a knee or not.
It's like that, unlike like for example, like yesterday at my part-time job, I had a customer come in talking so much shit about teachers, and he didn't know I was a teacher. And he was like, yeah, I just understand these fucking lazy ass teachers just sitting here complaining about having to go back to work where some of us had to keep working this whole time. Let's not fake the funk. We still had to work harder actually than we have been. Man. It's just so like the amount of disrespect these public servants get. And then like, yeah, we get a bullshit week where we might get some free food from Chipotle or free breakfast from Chick-fil-A or some shit, but like that doesn't like, it's not the same. That's the reason why I kind of fuck with what Texas is doing right now. Like even though it's not going to pass, they just introduced some legislation that makes the minimum pay for a teacher in Texas $70,000 a year,
and they already getting paid bread out there too.
And
that's
it's just
good.
like that's just stuff that needs to be happening, because like it makes no sense that a job that affects literally everyone in their life at some point,
body,
everybody,
and we get paid so little. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. I'm
like,
I'm
you
on
get
board with
summers
you.
off. Yeah, we don't get paid for the summer.
We don't. Right. That's the part people don't understand. They don't pay us
it
for that
translates
shit.
over to where you work so
Right.
much.
We spread up, like, because like
you're getting back paid during the summer.
Right. Of what they took
didn't
out
that
the
happen
check.
to you? You forgot, you didn't check the right thing the
No,
first year?
I did check the right thing, and someone in payroll forgot to put me down for a 12-month employee.
Yeah, I remember that was the end of your first
So
year.
I had to go the whole entire summer with no paycheck. And my wife was not working. So, I mean, but I must say that was when, even though we were engaged and not married, that was when I knew that I was going to be with her for the rest of my life, because
she rocked out.
The way we had to hustle to pay them bills, and not once was she going, oh, well, I'm gonna just go down the street and stay with my mama while you figure this out. Or, oh, I'm gonna go be with somebody who, none of that was the case. The minute we found that out, she was instantly like, all right, look, we can do this, this, and this to come up on the money to make sure everything get paid. That's a rider right there, man.
Right, man.
Yeah. I remember when I knew my wife was the one, I was an amateur. And this story branches off into so much. My first time experiencing racism. I can go down like real racism. I mean, I'm from Stone Mountain, so I ain't never had no. My graduating class is 99.9% black.
Right.
Oh shit, my fault. 99. I thought I had my shit on silent. Damn, my phone.
I think
99.9% black. Like I said, I went to Stone Mountain. Right. Yeah, and so we had 5 white kids I can name that graduated with us. I can name them all right now, literally. You know what I'm saying? Mandy, Mike. You know what I'm saying? So. Right. I never really had a racist encounter, and even at Gardner Webb, all the black kids, everybody that was black was an athlete, so we was all like, "Hey, what up? Oh, what sports you play? Oh, you know what I'm saying?" So I never really encountered racism like that. But got to Mississippi, fought in Mississippi as an amateur, Biloxi. We had the Golden Nugget Casino, prime location, prime everything. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is flourishing, money. They got the best of everything.
Right.
I'm an amateur. I get kicked in the face, knocked out, boom, broke my nose. It was a fiasco because this is my mom's first time ever watching MMA fight. I told her, "Hey, Mom, watch this fight. It's gonna be great." La la la. She watches the live stream. I get kicked in the face, knocked out. Boom. She's like, "I'm never watching it again." But anyway, so boom, get to the hospital. Nose breaks. They usually break left or right. To y'all, the outside world looking at you like, "Dang, nose breaking." That's and fighting a nose break. Okay, it'll usually break left or right. Noses usually set themselves back on themselves in a few weeks. You put something over it so you're not like touching it, but it's really cartilage, so the nose will heal by itself.
Right.
My nose, it broke inward, so my whole bridge right here was collapsed in, and I fractured both of these cheekbones. So I got a scar right here. They went in through here, and so I have a titanium plate that comes down from here, and titanium plate that goes over here and cover both cheekbones because I fractured both cheekbones and kicked my face. I kicked in. So all that right in Mississippi in the hospital. Now, mind you, the hospital is by the Golden Nugget Casino. My nose has been bleeding from the time I've gotten kicked in the face. Rolled to the hospital, sat in the waiting room. Finally, my wife is now yelling, "Why the fuck is it taking so long for somebody to come back here and see me?" Somebody finally came, saw me. Now my nose is bleeding profusely with blood. They finally come and say, "Hey, we don't have nobody to fix your face."
What?
Go home.
Bleeding, you're a top priority at that point.
Right, and you were knocked out.
Go home. Go to sleep.
What?
Bleeding will stop eventually.
Yeah, when your heart stops beating.
Scouts honor. I can put it on my kids. My wife can come in and tell y'all the exact same story. Like, racism is fucking real. So, boom. Like I said, back to I kind of veer off, but rewinding back to where I'm going to how I knew my wife was the one for me. Right? So, boom. So we finally get So we leave there, boom. We in the hotel. One of my best friends came with me, and two of my teammates, they rode with us in the car. Now, mind you, in Mississippi. So I try to go back to the Golden Nugget Casino that we staying in, try to sleep. Well, my nose is constantly bleeding. So my wife, being smart, she goes and gets 2 extra strength tampons from the guest room, from the guest consignment shop, the guest souvenir shop. Gets extra strength tampons. I go through 2 boxes of those through the night, and they're like, man, we gotta go. So we make the 6-hour trip back from Mississippi to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So then by that time I'm bleeding, whatever. We get stopped in like Alabama. I'm bleeding, still bleeding. I got then cut open a gallon container because I'm throwing up blood. Because now blood is, because it's in my sinus cavity, so it's going down my throat. I'm throwing it up. It's in my stomach. So I got a pitcher full of blood and like throw up in water. It's nasty. My bad. In this gallon jug with me, riding down the car because my best friend is speeding, hitting. I don't know. I'm fucked up. I don't know how fast he going. We get pulled over in Alabama. The white police officer comes. He looks at me. They tell me the story. Looks at me. He's like, what's wrong with him? They try to explain what's going on. He's like, all right, be right back. Sit right there. He goes back, sits down,
take his time,
writes a whole report, takes his time about speeding, gives my partner a speeding ticket, gives my best friend a speeding ticket. He's trying to explain, we're trying to get him back to Atlanta so we can get him to like Grady or somewhere to get him losing blood. You see him, he is fucked up. Gives my man a speeding ticket. He finally lets us go 20 minutes later. We finally get back to Atlanta. Boom. So we get to Emory. Emory does stable, but then they send me to Grady. Grady saved my life. So I go to Grady, get 6 blood transfusions. They said if I'd have lost any more blood, I would have died. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the hospital 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the swelling goes down in my face, before they can even do plastic surgery. And then after the swelling goes down, then I come back and they do plastic surgery. So this whole time, Kendra is there. And she's not in no chair. I mean, she's not in no bed. She's put 2 chairs together and she's sleeping there. She's coming from work, coming straight to the bedside, sleeping there. My mom would have to come and be like, hey, go home for a minute, get you some rest. I got it. And she would be like, she would go for a little while and she'd come right back. You know what I'm saying? So me waking up out of surgery and seeing her right, and she was just my girlfriend. She wasn't my wife. She wasn't my fiance. She was just my girl. You know what I'm saying? That right there showed me, because other girl would have been like, hey, this fighting thing, this cool, bro, but this ain't for me. Just hit me up when you ready. Hit me up when you done. You know what I'm saying? But she was there through.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
That right there, I remember sitting up and looking and like, oh yeah, this is my wife. This is gonna be my wife because she's here right now. You know what I'm saying? So that I had a moment like that too.
Lord, man,
that's crazy.
That shit, yeah, man. It's that's fucking wow, man. And interesting story for those of y'all who listen to the pod. Kendra and I are actually friends as well. Like, we went to high school together, and it's weird because we took a Spanish class together and never ever talked to each other. Like, I want to say she sat in the same area of the room that I sat in, but we didn't speak to each other at all. Like, it wasn't no dislike. It was just I don't fucking know her. Like, right. I don't know her. So after school, when we didn't have class anymore, our school was so big that it had 2 bus loads. So the buses would take a first load of kids off and drop them off, and then they would have to come back and pick up the rest of us who had to sit outside and wait on the buses. So her and her friends rode second load as well. So they would be outside at the same time we would be outside playing spades and shit like that. And that was where I met her, through her homegirl, Debonese. I'm sure you know Debonese. Right. So that was how me and her became friends, through Debonese. Because me and Debonese have been cool for like the longest.
Man, that's funny. Debonese cool as hell, man.
Yeah, man. But that's why when we had became friends on Facebook, and then when I saw that you were listening to the pod, I was like, I wonder if Kendra forced him to listen to the pod.
Like I said, she just mentioned it because she knows that, like I said, the Joe Rogans, the Brandon Schaubs, all the MMA related stuff.
Right.
and I kind of do a little comedy. I listen to Gary Owens' podcast. I do Kevin on Stage. I listen to his podcast, and she was like, "Hey, you listen to podcasts? This is Jameer from high school. I know him from high school. They got a podcast. I think you like it. Check it out." Definitely. I checked it out. First episode, I was like, "Oh yeah, I fuck with bro. I fuck with you guys, man."
Right.
So what was the first episode you listened to? That's what I'm curious about.
How you put me on the spot.
Right. I'm like, bro, it's a lot of them. I don't even remember what we talked about on a lot of.
Because I've been a for a minute, man. Hold on.
Oh man.
You put me on the spot.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what you should have asked him that at the break.
Yeah, I probably should have. Yeah, I probably should have. But we can circle back to that.
It's too many. It's way too fucking many.
I got you though.
Let's go to this next story.
It might have been one of the toxic ones though. I think that's where I came in at. Like, this is a toxic pod. I'm like, okay,
toxic kings.
We talk about that. All right.
And trust me, we're gonna get to some toxic shit in that second block because I got a few things that I'm gonna bring up. Trey knows. He'll tell you. I love to call an audible when we're recording.
Yeah. I'll never forget the one time you said I'm about to hit record and ask you a question. You hit record.
Sometimes it's necessary.
Have you ever fucked up the dick hole in your butt? I'm like, nigga, what?
Hey, man.
You don't warn me, bro.
Sometimes the idea pops up. You gotta ride with it. Let's get into this next one real quick, man. You're a parent just like I am, and Trey works with students, so I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's about kids. So it's about a teacher.
I just laughing because like
that's technically a parent.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know. So Carla Lassiter, a teacher in Arkansas, apparently she had a student who she claims was acting up. So when he was in the restroom, she decided to tell him that he had to stick his hand inside of the toilet to unclog a toilet in the bathroom. She claims that she didn't see anything wrong with what she asked when she asked him to do it at the time. I'm gonna post the article on my Twitter so everybody could check it out on the session 9. So quick question. So let's say Sam comes home and he's like, Daddy, Miss Jones told me that I had to stick my hand inside the toilet to unclog it, and she yelled at me until I stuck my hand in there to actually unclog the toilet. What's your next reaction after that happens?
Me and Kendra, we joke about this, but it's kind of serious. We say we are putting bond money inside.
Hey,
I want to smile because I want to be playful, but I'm so dead serious.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with y'all because like that's fucking wild. Like I wish, and I don't even have kids. I wish my child would come home and tell me that shit happened, bro. Like I just want to know. And like, first of all, and I apologize to our listeners who this applied to. So Jerry, I apologize ahead of time.
Good old Jerry. I saw him Friday.
White privilege must be so nice.
White privilege is so
because the fact that she can say, "Oh, well, I didn't see nothing wrong with it." Like, oh, wait, she might have something there. Maybe he was wrong. Like, it's just that's what the narrative is, and it just like even like, and we were talking about a teacher a couple weeks ago that just said "fuck it" and just rubbed one out on Zoom in front of a bunch of kids, and it's just like, why are people allowed? White people can get away with shit like this. It wouldn't be no like suspension. It would just be like, nah, your ass is gone. You in jail too. Like
it's like they live the English major philosophy, because in English, like being an English major, the idea is it's not wrong if you can explain it.
Right.
Right. So if you can explain, you know what, the sky is not blue, it's red, and this is why I feel like the sky is red. Then somebody
she said, "I'm sick of his shit, so I made him clean it up." Like this, what? How are you gonna make that right?
But I think that applies to like white privilege is like the English. That's what I compare it to. White privilege. Well, how did y'all get away with it? Oh, well, they were able to explain it, so they were able to explain the rationale behind it, so it must make sense.
Well, we don't get a chance to explain it. We get shot before we open our mouth. So,
right. Which is the stupidest shit in the world. But yeah, I'm on board with you, dude. It is. I know my wife, so when I get up there,
That's job. What I'd be more afraid of. You be able to restrain her.
Nah, I'm not restraining anything. My job when we get up there is to clear out the space so she can beat that ass real quick.
I can see your ass walking into the office. Hello, Mr. Nah, what are you doing here? Just moving chairs.
No, I'm not. I ain't saying nothing. I'm coming in here. We got a box. She gonna step in, and me and my son gonna sit in. What kind of fucked up shit is that? Like, you teach, you understand? Like, that's fine. Nigga, one, if the toilet was clogged up, why the fuck didn't you call the custodian? Mm-hmm. That's what they get paid to do. Mm-hmm. Two, right? You know, my question was, where were the other students when this was happening? You know what? Teachers. Yeah, why were you in the bathroom with this boy?
Because this is recent, right?
Yeah, because women aren't allowed to be in the bathroom with boys.
No, and another question that's going to come up is because she said she didn't see what was wrong with this. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Right.
We're in the middle of a pandemic. I don't know where my mind was. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and we don't know if it was his.
That's a really good point. That's nasty as hell.
We're blessed that my wife is in the daycare school system. She's an assistant director at her center. So my kids will be there up until kindergarten.
Right.
I don't have to worry about that just yet.
Right.
Stuff like that. I mean, we're blessed because the horrors of childcare, and just seeing from, like I said, her mom is the regional director for the private chain Bright Horizons. So like, they got, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? They've seen the highs of the highs, but they've also seen the real shitty situations in childcare. And there are some real terrible situations in childcare, man, that go on. And I just, like I said, because I'm a professional, so my hands are like legally registered. So I get a weapons charge if I am an initial assailant. You know what I'm saying? If it's not defense, it's not just a simple assault or simple, I get a weapons charge. You know what I'm saying?
That make me feel like a badass.
Nah, I just thought
registered weapons. I would feel like just about, you know what I can do with these hands.
Could you imagine if the movie Lethal Weapon was actually about a nigga who was giving niggas the hands because his hands was fucking registered?
Yeah.
Tell me that doesn't sound like that shouldn't have been a fight movie.
That should have been a fight movie.
See?
With a weapons.
We'll remake it. Boom. Starring Nate.
Let's get it. So because of that, and we should have had a segment on here about, have you ever had any public explosions?
All right, so now time for our new segment. Have you ever had any?
I can think of 3.
Why don't you go ahead and kick us off and inaugurate this thing, my good sir?
Because I've blown up in
go ahead.
Multiple scenarios, multiple situations. And it was a time that my mom, I'm a mama's boy. Mm-hmm. And my mom is the most, I grew up in 2-parent household. I'm blessed to be one of those people who grew up in 2. Mm-hmm. So if I say my mom, don't think it was just, most people when they just say their mom, they just, the dad is never there. No, my dad was there. My dad's prominent. My dad, one of the original Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? We can go down that storyline too, but let's get back to this. So my parents, I was the head wrestling coach at Towers High School. Boy. Yeah, head wrestling coach there. Boy. So my parents are so supportive to where my parents will, hey, you coaching? Who y'all wrestling? Where y'all wrestling at? All right, we coming. Mm-hmm. All right, you coming to see me coach? Like, they used to come watch me coach. You know what I'm saying? They like that supportive. So we at Stevenson High School. It's a meet going on. And you know what I'm saying? I'm real like indoctrinated into the wrestling world. So I know a lot of people, referees, especially the Georgia wrestling scene. I know I've been coaching, I've refereed, was a a little name in Georgia as far as wrestling is concerned. So with Georgia wrestling is concerned, I'm kind of not identical synonymous, but I'm known a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So the referee, I'm not gonna put his name out there, but the referee at the time, me and him we actually buddies too. We buddies.
How the fuck you blow up on your man?
But we've had an instance before to where we kind of gotten into it before. Mm-hmm. But it really was a dick sling contest. What ended up being so. I probably had two good guys on my team. I had a full team at we Towers, we inner city wrestling. Ain't even people like wrestling. You mean that shit I see on TV? No, that's not it. It's actually something totally different. That's what the kids think. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get kids out there. So we had we actually had the most successful program in Towers. That the principal told me their mouth. That's not something I made up. Principal came to me and told me that. You know what I'm saying? But so we had like two good people. Everybody else was kind of bums. You know what I'm saying? We call them fish in the wrestling world, fish, because when you take a fish out of water, what they do, put them on the ground, they flop, and that's kind of what my guys was doing. So my guys getting pinned left and right, smack, and the stuff that was kind of competitive, I'm like, hey man, hey, that was kind of competitive. Hey, you kind of calling fast pins. So one of the worst guys on my team comes up. And he's getting launched around, thrown, flip-flop, turned upside down, slammed, and he's pinned. And he's struggling for his life. And I'm sitting there, and the referee, because me and him kind of been jaw-jacking the whole match. And he's sitting there on his hands and knees, on his belly, sitting and looking at me. My guy's currently squirming, and he's like, is he pinned enough for you yet? Is he pinned enough for you yet?
You fucking kidding me?
I know this motherfucker didn't. So Kendra was in there at the time. She's my girlfriend. She was my girlfriend then. She was my wife at the time. You know what I'm saying? She was in there. And I'm like, motherfucker, who the fuck you talking to? I know you ain't sitting here trying me. He pinned, Dijon. He pinned. What the fuck? What the fuck? So he gets up. I'm like, don't walk up on me. He like, bro, chill. Ain't no chill. You fucking trying me? What's up? I ain't standing for this shit. This some bullshit. You been calling bullshit matches all day. Matter of fact, that's why you trash. That's why nobody don't want you to do nothing but the count. You trash. You can't ref. You sorry as shit. And then he like, Nate, calm down. I ain't calming down. Fuck this shit. I'm tired of this shit. So then the other referee comes over and they like, hey man, you gotta go. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this shit. Fuck this shit. I'm gone. So then my team, like I said, once again, I'm from Towers. We from they hood. Hell no, coach. Fuck him. Fuck that nigga. We gonna put his
Towers, bro.
We gonna whoop his ass. So I'm like,
no. Towers.
Fuck it. We gone. So then we end up leaving. It's like it's a whole scene. Some of the my teammates, some of the wrestlers, they had to hold me back. So I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm kicking over chairs. Fuck that shit. We out of here. You ain't finna never disrespect my wrestlers again. Every time you ref a match, you ref our shit with some respect. Don't ever try my wrestlers out here like that. Like we ain't working hard. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, we out. So we got up and we left and we was on the bus. So then I had to get, they was riled up, they from Towers, they're from the hood, they from over there, Glenwood, Gresham, Candler, you know what I'm saying, that whole area. So they, they riled up. So then, but then I had to, bring it back in. I'm like, all right, hey, look, we don't normally act like that in public. I'm like, we Towers. We already have that negative persona over our heads when we coming in here. You know what I'm saying? I said, but at the same time, I'm not about to let y'all get disrespected. I'm not about to let y'all get disrespected. And anybody disrespect y'all, they disrespect me because y'all a direct product of me. So I'm never gonna stand for that. And they're just like, we ride with you, Cole. We ride with you, Cole. Yeah, Cole, we vote with you, Cole. You know what I'm saying? So that's one instance. And then, like I said, Kendra was there. and my mom told her, she was like, you sure this is what you want to deal with? This is this is the kind of stuff you try to deal with. Kids was like, it's all good. I just kind of stood back and let him do his thing, and then he calmed down, he'd be all right.
Pretty much that's all you had to do, man. Yeah, I think mine, because any friend of mine you can even ask Jay, majority of my friends have never seen me angry. I'm a really laid back. I'm really like, if something irritates me, I'll take a breath. I'll just step away from it. Then I'll come back calm, cool, collected. That's how I am, because I used to have anger issues growing up. I had to go to anger management the whole nine. So I don't allow myself to get in that place because I don't like who I am when I'm in that place. But that place still exists. So this was like literally 2 weeks. And to this, like, if you ask any of my friends from Hampton that witnessed this, they really thought that I was going to murder somebody that night. It was this girl that was like a really close friend of mine, and her and I have been having a falling out because she was talking to this trash ass dude. Like, dude was just law. Like I was an RA. He would be signing other girls into the room, knocking them down while she in the lobby hanging out with she because she was in my friend group, so she would come over while I worked desk. And he would be like, "Yo, he's like, yo, I'm working on some homework tonight. I can do that." Like, dude signing in girls, knocking them down. Like, you hear him in the hallway. Yeah, so it was just like, I'm sitting here because I'm trying, because I'm not, as a RA, I'm trying not to disclose what's going on with the sign-in sheet because I'm technically not supposed to do that. But this is my homegirl, so I told her, I was like, look, I said, I cannot tell you what's in the book, but if I'm about to go to the bathroom, I want you to look, see who signed into your nigga's room. And then I will still be in the bathroom. If you want to walk by the room, because it's on this hallway right here, want to walk by said room and hear what's going on, you can. So I go to the bathroom, I come back, she's in tears. So I'm comforting her, all that stuff. And so she's like, I'm gonna go talk to him. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I was like, can you at least wait till I get off the shift so I can be in my room? I'm not trying to be here for this shit. So she did that, knocks on his room door. And so like, I forgot what happened. My friends, we were playing cards or something. Like we were playing spades in the lobby. So I didn't end up going to my room. So I'm chilling in my room, playing spades, having a good time. Old dude storms into the study room we're in. Yo, that's not fucking cool what you just did. I said, hi. Yeah, what you're not going to do is talk to me like that. We're grown men. We can talk politely to each other. What is your issue with me? I should beat your fucking ass right now. I'm getting irritated. But I'm still leaned back. I'm just relaxing. I'm like, dude, you really do not want to do this. It's a week away from graduation. I'm almost out of here. I'm not trying to get into any shit with you. I said, either we can talk about this later when you're calmer or whatever. So like, I'm like, he keeps cutting me off, cussing me out, calling me motherfucker this, motherfucker that, call me a bitch, all that stuff. And like, you hear her in the lobby just crying, babe, stop. I don't want you to be doing this. He's crazy. I'm like, wow, you're my friend telling your nigga that I'm crazy, but cool, let's go. So I'm talking, and every time I'm talking, now he's interrupting me and imitating me. And that pissed me off. So I sat up, and he said, and I don't even call this a blow up. I think my actions qualified as a blow up more than what I said. So he imitated me. I leaned forward. I said, do that one more time. I'm gonna put you through this fucking door. He was like, do it one more time. And next thing you know, like, I stood up, grabbed him by his throat, and I had a pencil and held it to his temple. I said, I will get rid of the part of your memory that has anything to do with this girl if you don't shut the fuck up and get the fuck out this study room. And everybody else was like, he's like, yo. And like, my frat brothers were in there too. So he was like, so they walked out. And so like dude, like didn't talk to me the rest of my college career. Like every time he saw me, just dipped into his room, all this stuff. He didn't sign in anybody for the rest of the year. My frat brothers told me like, yo, we were ready to follow up. This nigga were to jump stupid. But when we thought you were about to just gouge his brain out through his fucking temple, right. We were like, he got it. So like, I didn't yell. I didn't raise my voice. But like, it really pissed me off. And then as soon as he walked out, I'm like, all right, so what's your bid? Like, we're playing, like, I jumped right back into it. They're like, nigga, we're not gonna act like you did just assault this girl.
I feel like I would be irresponsible if I didn't step in and say this. This is a toxic podcast, and we must keep it that way. Before I get into my story, Trey, you were in the wrong. You were dirty macking. You were dirty macking. How you gonna blow his spot up like that? No,
but like this girl was like
it's
my sister.
No, but it's a way you could have did it to where you ain't have to dirty mac. Like
I was just like, yeah, I might have been wrong.
You wild, like, you a wild boy.
My whole thing is like, and you know this because like, let some nigga talk shit about you. Like I ride hard.
Still, it's a certain way you should have did that. The way you moved, that whole thing was wild. Like
you said it was your sister, so I kind of gave it a pass. I was like,
nah, if like that's my sister, then I would have had to sit there and been like, look, this is what's going. I would have had to have that conversation. You dirty Mac though, like you can't,
because I wasn't trying to lose my job either. Because technically, I did not.
I know I was an RA too. Yeah. I was an RA too, so I understand. But man, you can't get down like that, bro. You wild.
And it was funny because like I ended up driving her back to her dorm that night because she was hurt. So like
you didn't smash, did you?
I'm about to say, did you?
I was about to say, that's your sister, bro. You can't.
So we in the car, and the funny thing is, the nigga walking
right,
and like
we
see the nigga walking
right now.
But the funny thing was, the nigga, like I was talking to her. I was like, hey, let's just like cool you down. Like we're gonna talk. And so like we see him walking, and how Hampton set up. There's a back gate near that dorm, and so I'm parked, and I was like, yo, I should pretend to about to run this nigga over the car. She said, Trey, don't do that. I put my shit on, like I just revved it in, like when he was walking by it. When I tell you that nigga's soul jumped out of his body.
This nigga had all the rights to beat your ass straight. I just want to be.
I know, and he never did. But like the funny thing was, like even if he would have like beat my ass, he would not have made it out that room. Yeah, you had two other Sigmas. Right. You had 2 Sigmas, 3 brothers of Phi Mu Alpha, and then 2 of my Zeta sisters in there. He won't make it out of that room. So
it's a bad equation, man.
Right. I would have had to swing just cause my pride wouldn't allow me to just walk out there.
I was walking with my head on the swivel for like the next week because I did embarrass this man's in front of like all these niggas, right? Like a few girls. It was just like I was walking my head on the swivel. I was like, I told my dorm director, I was like, I'm just letting you know, if this dude roll up on me, will I get kicked out of school? Like if I defend, I'll let him hit me twice. Will I get kicked out of school? He was like, Trey, just avoid him. I was like, all right. So
mine is kind of short. My joint would probably, I just had the whole story right here in my head, and that was that's what I was gonna say. It would definitely be when I first got to Virginia. We had our first band competition with Heritage, and I prepared them kids. I mean, like a machine for competition. We get to the competition, we do our thing. We were the first group to go on, so I'm like excited. I'm watching the other groups perform, and I'm like, damn, we was way better than them, so we should be straight. Okay, we were better than them too. They fell apart in the middle of the whole goddamn show, so I know we beat them. Why, when it comes to the award ceremony, we standing out there, and of course they always announce last place first in the class, so they like 3rd place out of 3. And then they call my school, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's open class, and all of us were competing against each other. So I'm sitting here like, okay, at the end, they're going to come in and, okay. That precedes the award ceremony. And I'm like, keep your composure for the kids. Why the assistant director, and I ain't try her because she don't play that shit. Stephanie Saunders ain't the one to try. But she comes over and she goes, you guys did a really good job today. And in my head, I'm like, wait a minute. The 2 people who won are graduates of this school. I looked at them kids, I said, leave all them fucking trophies right here on the fucking ground. We ain't taking none of that shit home. So the other directors are like coming by to try to talk to me. And I'm just like, yeah, hey, whatever. So anyway, put all that shit right there. We're going to leave everything right here on this motherfucking field. So we got the trophies lined up on the field. And I'm like, we ain't taking none of that shit. Just leave all that shit right here. Keep in mind, my assistant director, he's like the calmest dude in the world. He's just like, just pick them back up, guys. It's fine. I'm like, no. Leave them here. We ain't taking no last place trophies. Guys, it's cool. Stop telling them to pick up the trophies. We are not taking them damn trophies. Just leave everything on the motherfucking. Keep in mind, it's fans right here. It's a whole bunch of fans. The kids' parents are like right here by us while I'm doing all of this. And I mean, it just looks really, really, but I don't care because I know what it was. So I'm going off. So we go over to like the little back of the stadium where we got to get on the bus and shit. So it was this other band that wanted to have a band battle with us. When they were coming up, the band director saw me out there cussing, and he was like, we just gonna go. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And so he left and they got on the bus. I just remember getting back to school and my assistant principal being like, everyone said you had a really good personality out there and you were a really good dude. And I'm like, what? Like, what did they hear? But My assistant director picked them damn trophies up. I was legit gonna leave all that shit just laying out there. I'm not taking that no motherfucking last place trophy. I ain't grew up in the era where everybody get a trophy.
Are they in display in your band room?
What?
Are those trophies on display?
They not at the top little shit up there. They're literally sitting in my office on the fucking right. We don't have it. We don't take last place trophy.
They're use them as a doorstop.
Don't play that shit, man. Don't do that shit. And then the crazy part about it was the whole time all this is going on, the fucking kids are just like, this some bullshit. Like the kids that I teach are essentially like the Towers kids. When people say bad news, Newport News, they talking about my kids.
Okay.
So I mean, they going off. And then the one thing that they always say anytime we don't get first, they made a beat us at this, but I bet we beat their ass in fighting. I'm like, okay, and that's when I turned around and I was like, all right, I can't do stuff like this no more because
your kids will follow.
They were seriously legit on some we could just go over here and fight them type shit. So I was like, all right. So now when shit get like that, I walk away from the band and I go stand somewhere else, and then I say whatever I gotta say, and then I go back over and get a little pity speech. You know, we did what we could. You know, we gonna go ahead, get on the bus. We just gonna practice harder next time. And then we get on the bus, and I'm like, y'all don't talk to me. Just sit in the back.
Yeah.
But gotta blow up. But with that, let's take that shit on into the break. Yeah, we'll come back after the break, and we'll keep going from there. Hold up. Where we at? Stop. There we go. Okay, let's check the time. Wow.
Just about.
So we've been recording for an hour and 21 minutes.
Oh, damn. So what one option we do have,
what's that?
Is we can give the people 2 pods and break it up into 2 parts.
We could definitely do 2 pods this week.
Part 1 tomorrow, part 2 Thursday.
So let's do,
which leads up into the fight. So like we gotta really like for the second one. What we can do is record like a quick little outro if you want to, and like we really still have Nate up here, and then when we go into the second block, that's when we really gonna dive more into your fighting career, push the fight, so that people can tune in Saturday, tell them where they can check you out, and just not bring it out.
That's a good idea. We'll push.
All right, bet.
The next one, the next one will be a short one. We'll make a short one, and then, like you said, we push the fight. Let's do. I think I had on there like your first fight or some shit like that.
Yeah, the first fight.
So let's do that. We'll share our fight stories, the very first fight you ever got in. Talk about promoting the pod, but we'll make that one just more so centered around you and what you got going on, so that way we can try to hype it up to get some people out there.
So check out another intro when we come back in.
You said what?
You want to do another intro, like a mini intro, like we back.
We can, but let's, like you said, let's wrap this one up. So what we about to do, Nate, is we're going to go ahead and end the podcast, and then once we bring it back in, we're gonna start it like it's a new podcast, and then that's when we're gonna start over with different shit.
All right, that's cool.
So we can make it 2. So
and that way we can get these people 2 this week.
Right. All right. So here we go. All right, guys. So before we get up out of here, is there anything that you want to say, Nate? Anything you want to go ahead and plug the fight?
March 20th, man, it's going down. Your boy Nasty Nate, NFC 130 is going down at the District in Atlanta. District nightclub. Doors open up at 6. Fight start at 7. If you are trying to tune in, you won't make it to Atlanta because you're somewhere else. You can catch the fight live stream on Flow Combat, flowcombat.com. I think it's a paid subscription, but I think it's like the first month or first week may be free.
Okay.
They got hip to the first month thing. So the first week may be free, but it's long enough to where you can catch my fight and cancel that guy.
Right. We got stimmies coming out, so they may drop a bill on your joint, you know, so they can keep supporting. We'll continue to keep bringing you on the pod before your fights, so that way we can keep promoting them. We're definitely on your team. We definitely support you 100%, and we know we're gonna be watching that motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna go live on the Instagram. We're gonna try to figure out something else. I can pull some footage from that to post it other places too. But we're definitely gonna at least go live on the Instagram.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, this is part 1 of our conversation with Nate, y'all. So we're gonna give y'all 2 pods this week. So today, on Monday at the time of recording is Sunday, but tomorrow when it drops, this is gonna be part 1 of the interview because conversation just got really good. So we broke it up into 2 things. So tune in Thursday for part 2 so you can learn more about Nate on a more personal level. And then just, get into our typical toxic shit as we always do. So just like always, man, peace, love, all that stuff. Thank y'all for tuning in. Follow us on our social medias. Keep rocking with us. Also, subscribe to our YouTube. We have some very, very, very big things planned for you all this summer. And it would be a lot easier if we can do stuff like live stream, but we need at least 100 subscribers.
We got 100. The road to 100.
So if you know people, get to subscribe to the YouTube. We're trying some new things out every episode. So keep rocking with your boys. We're gonna have more guests on Zoom. We're gonna have more things in the future. But yeah, man, tune in on Thursday when we drop the new episode.
You didn't drop the YouTube name.
Oh yeah. So it's
Session Podcast 757.
Yeah. The Session Podcast 757 on YouTube. There's a link. There's a link tree on our Instagram, and I'm gonna make sure it's posted in our bio on the Twitter as well. You can find everything that you need for us right then and there. So yeah, I got nothing else. How about you, bro?
Gang shit. Peace and blessings. You already know.
Peace and chicken grease. Until next time.
All right. And then now, like I said, whoa, hit the wrong button. All right.
Hit the button. I hit that one time when y'all were like, Trey, the other one. The other one.
All right. So with the next one, we come back in.
I'm about to use the bathroom.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So when we come back in, just to make sure y'all see, you got something you could jot down with your phone or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure we all get on the same page. So when we come back in, like I said, we'll do the intro again. We'll introduce you. After we introduce you, let's do another plug for the fight. We need to make sure we plug it at least 2 or 3 times within the pod, because you know how niggas get, they'll hear it at the beginning of the pod and then forget all about the shit at the end. So we'll plug it at the beginning and then we'll plug it at the end, so that way it'll be fresh in everybody's mind. And then if you text me the link to Flow Combat, I can go ahead, I'll post it in the video.
Okay.
And I'll also post it on our social media so that way they can see it. All right, so after we do the plug, we'll go into the Stacy Dash joint that we were going to talk about.
All right.
From there, we'll go into a brief talk about fatherhood, just simple shit, like shit that you didn't expect with being a father. I know for me, the story that I always tell people is how shitty you get treated as a father when you go to that fucking hospital and they make you sit in that shitty ass chair.
Bed. Like, y'all got nowhere for me to sleep.
Right. Like,
no blankets.
This bitch gave me a rocking chair. It was like, here. Like,
bitch, I'm here for 3 days.
Right. Now, we had complications. We were there for 5 days.
Yeah, I was there for 6 because we had a C-section. So we had to be there
we
for
did
long.
Too. Right.
Yeah.
See, that shit fucking sucked. And then my son went and gaining weight. So that shit was fucking sick.
Bitch,
oh, that's you. Oh.
Like, y'all just say fuck the dads.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We get shitted on. So from there, I was gonna use that fatherhood to transition into the Kirk Franklin shit.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched it.
Talk about that nigga like a dog. But at the same time, like I tell people, you don't know what the fuck happened before they had that conversation. Right. And granted, I would never call my son a fucking bitch the way he did.
But from what it sounds like, though, and some of the most holiest of thou people have taken them there.
Yeah.
And you don't know, like.
Right. That's what I said. We don't know.
Like my niece, I love her to death, but we make shitty females in my family. That's why I'm glad I got boys. But man, because some of the shit that kids do or your children do, you be like, what? How the fuck? Why the fuck?
Right.
How the fuck? Why the fuck? When the fuck did you ever think that shit was or that shit be? So then personally, I felt the frustration in Kirk Franklin. I felt
it too.
Motherfucker, I raised you. I've done all this shit. You eating steak and eggs. The other kids out here, you got the nerve to get disrespectful with me, and you gonna say, "Yeah, I disrespect you." What you gonna do, bitch? I'll break your fucking neck.
Right. That's where I was coming from.
Like Kirk, I feel you, Kirk.
Yeah, it just I like I said, we didn't hear the entire conversation, and that's the one part about it. But
to pick it apart.
Well, the son gonna turn around. I'm not sure if you saw it, but he turned around and was like, "Hey, y'all, don't crucify my dad. You know, he's not a bad person." It's like, bro, what did you think was gonna happen when you dropped that clip? Like, wasn't nobody gonna listen to that with a kind heart? People been waiting to take Kirk Franklin down for years.
A few years ago, he had that horror porn addiction thing, and
there is no such thing as a porn addiction.
I know there is.
He had to do that because to clean up everything. But there ain't nothing wrong with stroking your shit from time to time. Damn, you're a grown ass man.
It's a blast from. I just got to remember that app Voxer that used to be able to send like the walkie-talkie recorded links. Like recorded messages to people.
That was when I was in college,
Yeah, Vox. I just got an email from Voxer.
Voxer, I do remember Voxer.
I didn't know college.
I remember that shit lasted for like a hot second.
Yeah, not very long.
Not long at all. Before
it was cool when we first got it. Shit,
it was that and Yik Yak. Those are the two things that did its purpose.
I didn't know what that is.
Yik Yak.
Yeah,
because Voxer came out like right after the Nextel wave kind of died completely. And everybody was like, yeah. Them chirps the shit. Then Voxer was kind of like came back like, oh, you don't need a Nextel. You could use the Voxer app.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who were allegedly selling drugs with that Nextel chirp. Allegedly.
Don't hit me on that next.
That was my thing. If you're trying to conversate about some motherfucking work, that was my shit, boy. It was so much shit that came out, like music around that time that I can't find anymore. I wish was on Apple Music.
A lot of that shit on Apple Music though.
Like for real?
Type in Nextel chart right now, Apple Music. Apple Music has brought me back a bunch of shit that, like I said, I graduated in 05, so from shit from
find a way to get Nate a shirt, man. You know
it's on here.
Maceo, yeah, Nextel chart, Apple Music.
Nigga, I know they ain't got Blockhead on this motherfucker.
They probably do. All you gotta do is search it, bro. Apple Music got damn near everything now.
Bro, that song Blockhead was my shit.
I got a bitch.
We need to find a way to get Blockhead. A shirt.
She got a Blockhead.
Can you imagine how dope it would be if he rolled up to like weigh-ins or something with the damn session t-shirt?
I'm sure he got. Nah, I was about to say, I'm sure he got shit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, shit.
I mean, but I fuck with it. I got look.
You got ad space? We'll buy some ad space.
Wave. I'm still waiting on my damn mug or something y'all supposed to send me. I did the shit, answered the questions, everything.
The girl who does the shit to put on the glass
is pregnant
with triplets, and she went into the hospital because she was gonna deliver them early. Then she's been like since then it's been hard to get her to make the shit for us.
Right. Yeah, it's all good. She got triplets, so she went from 0 to 3 instantaneously.
Yeah, man. That sucks. I wish I had like a little shit to do it myself. Like that would be a smooth little come up to be able to make shit like that.
Once my mama get nice with this embroidery machine.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's shoot this next spot. Let's get it. Just to be safe. Can you see the corrections I made?
What was the most recent thing you added?
Go up.
Introduce plug fight. Stacy Dash.
Damn, I didn't know that shit made changes in live time.
I get a notification.
Okay. I'm about to send it to you, Nate.
All right.
Stacy Dash really trying to get back at the cookout.
Yeah, but it sucks because like Stacy Dash was one of like my childhood crushes.
Me too. I always watch Clueless just because she was on there, bro.
Yeah, damn sure wasn't for all the rest of them. My man who played on Scrubs was kind of cool too, though. I can't remember his name. Black dude.
I know what you're talking about.
All right, y'all ready?
This reminds me of like a great value LL Cool J.
I ain't say nothing, Trey.
You did. You always remind me of a Walmart brand.
It's your prerogative, bro. I ain't judging. I'm gonna save. Let me save this real quick because if I lose, I'm gonna be mad.
Double down on something. I'm gonna change your mind when you turn left.
3:14.
Got a bitch named Blockhead. She stay in Bankhead.
You know about that Blockhead? That was my shit.
You know the shit that got lost in the files? I don't know. Crime Mob had like a whole 20 albums before they even hit that Look If You Buck shit came out mainstream.
That and I'm not sure if you remember, but did you ever hear the hello?
Is he still there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you ever hear the Southside Mafia response track, Duck When We Bust?
No. I might have, probably. Yeah. My FLY, they used to be Die Hard, and they used to beef with Southside Mafia. So one time we had a talent show at Stone Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
This was 2004. And my homeboy, he got on stage and he was like, because this was back when like the talent show wave was big in Georgia. So
I remember.
Everybody used to go to every school talent show. Like that shit used to be packed. You know what I'm saying? So he got on stage and he was like, fuck Southside Mafia.
Whoa.
Bro, like 20 minutes later, I remember, because I'm not in this shit. I'm just a principal kid. Right. So I walk outside and I'm saying what the fuck going on. And it's like 20, like literally probably 20 is an exaggeration, but probably like 10 legit box Chevys and Caprice classics, and niggas jump out with like dreads to my Southside Mafia. I'm like, oh shit.
That shit.
What the fuck going on? So they had like a brawl out in that bitch. Like my mom called the SWAT team, came, everything. Like that shit was retarded.
Yeah, them Southside, what was it? Southside Mafia, Hit Squad, 30 Deep. I mean, it was just so many of them dudes that you really wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
Nah, cause you knew that it was some of them there that you could probably take one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
But you knew they wasn't fighting one-on-one. Like that was the shit they used to make it complicated, because them niggas came in bunches.
Like nobody taking L's tonight.
Right. All right.
Let's get it crack-a-lackin'.
Okay, I got that. So, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know somebody who could do that. I forgot his name. You're not the first person to do
that. No, he did this shit. Like I'm looking down at my phone, so I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
It sound like the computer. Like,
yeah. My mama hated when I do that. So, mama, if you listening,
nigga. Before we get started, what's the one thing that you ever did that was so fucked up that your mom legit beat your ass for?
Oh man. I jokingly called one of my high school girlfriends a bitch. Jokingly, like it was not serious, but my mom thought I seriously called her a bitch. And when I tell you, my mama flew in the room, hands just, I can't believe you said that out your fucking mouth. And my mama don't curse. So I was just like, my bad, mom. I was joking. And and the girl just left me out there just drowning. Like, tell her I was joking. Tell her I was joking.
Damn. What about you, Dick?
I think my shit goes back to like elementary school. I was, I wasn't bad. I was bad. I ain't gonna lie. I was bad as fucking elementary. Because that's the whole reason why mom was coming to the school. So I went to Snapfinger. I was in, like I said, family educator. So my mom always had me like the magnet program and shit. So I went to Snapfinger. I was in the magnet program at Snapfinger. I actually got kicked out of that bitch during Columbine, during the whole Columbine stuff. Said I was gonna bring a pipe on to school.
This nigga.
Yeah, I was just being ignorant, being a little kid. You know what I'm saying? But so the teacher walks out, Miss Crenshaw. I still remember. I seen her like a year ago, and she was like, "I remember you. You was bad as hell."
Mm-hmm.
In Miss Crenshaw, but in Miss Crenshaw class in Snapfinger, I was like 4th grade. She walks out, and then I jump on the desk, and I'm surfing on the desk. Everybody like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh yeah. My back's turned towards the door. Boom, surfing. And next thing you know, they pointing to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking cool, huh? And they're like, nah, your mama behind you.
Damn.
I turn around and she's standing at the door, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to like,
those are worst moments.
Melt through the desk, through the thing, and she snatched me and come to me outside, and I was like, fuck.
See,
got my ass whooped for that one.
For me, my mom came in. I was cooking. She had me heating up this lasagna or whatever before she came home from work. And I had on my headphones, I was listening to my CD player. And I'm literally grabbing the lasagna out of the fucking oven. I got like the little mitts on my hands and shit. As soon as I pull it off the rack and I get it up, she fucking play too much. She fucking taps me on the back and goes, boo, and I dropped the lasagna and that bitch fell and spilled. I said, what the fuck you doing? She, who the fuck you talking to? I'm like, no, I thought you was somebody else. She was like, it don't matter who the fuck I was. You shouldn't be talking like that. Like, you play too much. I play too much.
Just, yeah, sometimes when you kind of want to, but not all the time. I mean,
man, like that time at the time that I told my mama she was lying, boy. We weren't allowed to say that.
I've done that, but you get caught up in like the conversation, like you talking, you like, you lying, and she like, what? And you like, I mean, no,
nah, it wasn't that. She was telling a story to my grandma, and I was like, "Ma, that ain't what happened. You lying." And she popped me in the mouth. She was like, "You don't say I'm lying." So I literally was like, "Well, you telling stories?" And she was like, "You don't say that either." I'm like,
"I'm has to be said."
Like, I don't know. I just left it alone. But that's some of the things that to this day, like as a parent, I'll be like, okay, he's not gonna say you lying to my face, but if I did tell him something that's not that, he's allowed to call me out on something I didn't tell the truth about.
I think that's gonna be the biggest challenge for me as a parent, that those things that we were trained were wrong.
You gotta break them, man.
Which weren't wrong. Because like me and Kia had a discussion about that before, where like defending your point is not disrespectful.
It can be.
It depends on how you do it. Like if I'm sitting here like, "Mama, you wrong, you tripping." Yeah, that's I deserve to have a busted lip. But if I'm just like, "Nah, Mom, that's not what happened. This is what happened," and like, "No, don't fucking talk back." Like, okay,
it's all about how you approach it.
Yeah, it's about how you approach it.
Give her the information.
Yeah, that's facts. All right, y'all. What's good? Welcome to the Session Podcast. I am Jay from the great state of GA. Now I felt it. Never mind, because that was going to be a pause. I'm just going to stop. And he is.
And this is your boy Trey from the VA, and we back at it again with part 2 of the pod that we started earlier this week. Okay, that
too much inspiration, huh?
Oh shit! Cut this out.
Fuck nah, keep that shit in there. And you already know, Nasty Nate back in this bitch again with us.
Hey, once again, man, just it's good to be with the cool kids, man. Like on that movie, can I hang with y'all? Can I roll with y'all? Can I be down with y'all?
Hey, man. Hey. We just out here trying to be like you, man.
Hey, man, I'm about to say, man, because this upcoming Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
This upcoming Saturday, Nasty Nate is going to be. You say what was the terminology you say? You say
co-main event.
Co-main event.
Yeah, co-main event.
Yeah, so he's big time, y'all.
Smacking fools in the mouth, but we do that too.
Putting hands and feet on motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's just gonna be crazy. The whole time we watching this fight, and be like, we were just talking.
We were just talking right. Like he was so fucking cool on the fucking recording, but now I really feel like he could break my motherfucking face.
And I have a question about that because I've always wondered something about this.
Oh shit.
No, it's nothing crazy.
Okay.
How do y'all keep yourself from getting angry? Because I know if I were to get like hit in the face, I'm just gonna be like, yo, cut the camera. Yo, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, get mad. It's a fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would be using that.
That's wasted. No, because that's wasted. Because you got to spend energy and getting mad, and then when you get mad, you that temporary rage only lasts for so long. Because fatigue makes cowards of men.
Oh yeah.
Getting tired, like you've been tired before. I'm pretty sure you've exhausted. But have you ever been tired to the point to where it switches in your mind to, I don't care if he punches me in the face no more. I'm too tired to put my hands up.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't never been that exhausted. Like, fuck it. I'm too tired to even put my hands up. I don't care if he hit me no more. I'm just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that changes the whole dynamic. So now you don't want to be rage because that rage kills energy, kills momentum, kills, you know what I'm saying? It wastes your gas tank. So now, and if you get hit, all right, cool, reevaluate real quick, see why you're getting hit, change it, and come back. You can hit somebody hard and not be mad. Like, I fight everybody in the cage. I fight them, but I'm not mad at them. It's a sport. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can dab each other up at the end. We just try to knock each other head off. I just hit you. It can be like 3, 2, 1. Boom, you hit it with an elbow with 1 second left, and that elbow cuts his face wide open. As soon as the bell rings, hey, good shit, bro. Hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, 1 second ago you just split my shit, but
that's my question.
It's like the end of the purge.
I remember I used to watch Mike Tyson. He knock your ass out and then kiss you in the face and hug you. It was like, Mike, I don't want you to kiss me. You just knocked me out.
But can you stop it though? But it's just still
There's
like
nothing
I don't want you to kiss me, but I can't stop it because you just knocked me out. So
right. Look. And I don't want you to hit me again, Mike.
I'm saying pause preemptively.
Like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
If Mike Tyson,
you can't call pause beforehand. You have to call it after. Because if you call it beforehand, that means you know you're about to say some gay shit.
Yeah, but what I'm about to say, if Mike Tyson came and tried to kiss me on the cheek, I ain't stopping him because he's gonna beat the fuck out of me. Pause.
Okay, that was a pause. He's gonna beat the fuck out of you, Trey.
You know what the fuck I mean.
All right, if you take him down.
You said what?
You take him down, he can't grapple.
I don't think Trey possesses the necessary skills to know how to take down Mike Tyson.
I kick the shit out of Mike Tyson. Like a big ass up.
Because I know for me, I think I'd probably be more like, you know how like you be in a dream and you telling yourself to throw that punch and it's just like nothing's moving. I feel like that's what would happen if I saw Mike.
It's like
I feel
that
like
moment in anime, like it's so strong. I've never seen this power.
Right, fucking Vegeta mode, as I call it. Right.
Forced to hit him, but I want to so bad.
Right.
Now we're starting to get interesting.
My worst fear is always
that was my strongest attack, and it didn't phase him.
Dog.
I'm gonna say my worst fear is always the one, not that one, but the one where you come and you like, nah, fuck that. Boom, and you hit him with all you got, and he
just looking at your ass.
And you like, bro, I was just playing.
Right.
I'm
my
sorry.
Bad.
Can we talk about this? Because I ain't mean it, you know.
Right.
I think my moment in anime that I watched, that happens, like where you hit somebody, you realize maybe I shouldn't fuck with this nigga, was in Naruto when Sasuke fought Itachi for the first time.
Dog.
He thought he killed Itachi. Like, yeah, I got this nigga. And then the body was like, he's just sitting on the throne.
Right.
I'm just, oh.
Not at all, young fella. But that's the other part to it. It's like I'm that person to where if I possess the skills to fight, I'm the kind of guy to where, and he's probably gonna be like, you do not want to do that. I'm the kind of guy that's kind of like, all right, I see the punch coming, I'm gonna eat it just so I can scream, this isn't even my final form.
I want to have a
Could you imagine how viral I would go if I was an MMA fighter and I said that?
I want to have
and then knock this nigga out.
Have you seen the
right?
Have you seen the version of Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
That was when I was in the movies, right?
Yeah,
I saw that.
So remember the fight scene where he was slowing down everything? He was like,
he was analyzing. Yeah,
I want to have a moment like that.
Fucking Equalizer is the one for me. How homie can look, break down all the science, and then start the timer on his watch. He'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna beat all their ass in 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty dope. Yeah.
How y'all feel about Queen Latifah being the Equalizer?
Trash.
Yeah, me too. I'm not trying to be sexist. It's just she does not give me that same feel. Like if it was gonna be a woman, I felt like there were better picks that they could have picked.
Give me, I can't even think of a name.
I wanted Michael J. White. I felt like he'd have been a good Equalizer.
Oh yeah.
even if we stuck with a woman, put Serena Williams in there as the equalizer.
Shit, I'd watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She equalizer now.
Or if you wanted to have a woman who was trained, you could have had what's old girl from Charlie's Angels? Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
The Asian chick. She'd have got in there, kicked some ass, and it would have been believable. But Queen Latifah
throwing karate hands when she doing moves.
Just not in shape enough to pull it off. Like, it was one scene I saw where she was running after somebody, and I was like, her catching him is not believable.
You mean to tell me you ran him down, huh?
Right.
Huh?
Like, Queen
had the Kevin Hart face.
All right, man, go ahead. Plug the fight for us real quick so that way people will know where to tune in so they can catch it.
All right. Once again, it's in Atlanta at the District Nightclub in Atlanta, off Armour Drive. It's NFC 130. The main event is actually Guy Curry versus Josh Blyden. They're fighting for the NFC Featherweight Professional Championship. Okay. I'm the co-main event. I'm fighting a guy, needless name, he should not be said. I'm fighting him. He coming from Alaska, coming a long way to get his ass kicked.
Talk that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Trying to cut a promo right here.
We out here. Humility is only for those people who can't win, and it's time for that now. Because I mean, let's look at it. Be humble. Why? Because you lost it. You don't want to hear me gloat in my wins,
right? Fuck that.
You don't want to hear me gloat in my success. You don't. If you don't like losing, stop. Win. You know
Who was it who said that? Was it Cam Newton?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want me to stop dancing in the end zone? Stop letting me get in there.
Cam, they listened.
Survival of the fittest, man. Darwinism.
Yes. It is.
They don't give consolation trophies for the people who didn't get the GOAT. People who couldn't catch their food, they die.
Right.
People who did, the animals who did catch food, they win. They eat. They live. They survive.
Mm-hmm.
What Jay-Z say? Moral victories are for minor league coaches.
Exactly. So
that ain't for us.
But yeah, come to smack him in the mouth, man. Put myself on a 3-fight win streak. That'll make me 12-6.
Nice.
Let's do it. Hopefully after that, one more fight, maybe 2 more fights, then I get that call to the UFC. So he's just I mean, don't get me wrong, tough opponent, especially
of course, yeah. I'm gonna sleep on nobody.
18 pro fights. Everybody's gonna be tough at this time, but now it's time to separate myself from the local level. Like I said, try to get to the UFC, i.e., what we think of as the NFL and football. You know what I'm saying? So trying to get to the UFC, and then once I get to the UFC, then make that run to becoming a world champion, and from there.
Fucking yeah! You hear that, John Bones Jones? We put you on a clock.
Yeah, I'm actually a featherweight. I fight at 145. He fights.
You hear that? You are not on the clock.
That's my boy, actually.
Good, because I fuck with John Bones Jones. He's my favorite.
Yeah, John Jones, my dog. I fuck with John's a long way. Our birthdays are like days apart. You know what I'm saying?
That's the guy, man.
Yeah, so John's the GOAT. So
he is to me.
John, if you ever get to listen to this, just know I fuck with you. The Session Podcast, we fuck with you. The boy,
yes, sir.
You the homie.
Yes, sir. John Bones Jones. He's that dude. He's actually the guy who made me get into watching it.
Okay.
When I saw that it was a black guy who was up there, because I know it was more before him, but it was just his swagger of how he was. I was like, man, this dude, he's like what I would want to be if I was, if I was.
Sure.
So he drew me into watching people do this. So quick. Let's get into this. So Trey's girl, Stacey Dash, is out here apologizing for her support of Donald Trump. She says, that's not who I am as a person. And essentially, I want to backpedal on this. So that brought me to ask you guys a question. Name a time where you was real adamant about some shit, and despite all the shit that was wrong with it, you was just still like, yeah, I'm with this shit. And then you kind of took a step back and was like, nah, that ain't me.
I remember mine. You remember that shit? It was 2012. Remember that shit, Comey 2012, where they were trying I advocated.
What you mean? What was
that? Was that nigga
who COMI?
KOMY, I believe. He was trying to get rid of like both the Democrat and Republican Party, like being this person who's running for office. It was a cult, low key, and like I just blindly shared it because I saw everybody else was sharing it, and I didn't really do my research on it. But then to find out that this nigga was a scammer and like all this shit, I was just like, call me. I don't know what the fuck that is. But man, I had a shirt. That shit was my cover photo for a minute.
Damn. Yeah. You were invested in this shit.
I was. I wasn't one of the people that sent the money though.
Oh.
But, okay. Yeah, it was.
All right, Nate, what's up with you?
All right. So, man, this MMA shit, like, sometimes, especially in Georgia, MMA can get like gyms can get like gang wars. I kind of sound like, especially like my gym is fighting your gym, right? And we competitive and we talking shit, you know what I'm saying? So now it's kind of like, oh, fuck your gym, it's my gym, and we gonna beat y'all ass. So then, like, so my gym is X3 Sports, and it's ironic, like you said, because at the time we were beefing with a gym called American Top Team. Okay. American Top Team, the motherboard is the big gym for my MMA guys. They have American Top Team Coconut Creek, and that has all the big name fighters. But American Top Team also branches out and has other gyms in other states, other, you know what I'm saying, smaller gyms are like affiliate gyms. You know what I'm saying? So American Top Team has 2 gyms in it, and one in Atlanta, one in Gwinnett. And a couple buddies of mine from just kind of other gyms that cross-train with me were fighting the American Top Team guys. So they kind of built up this rivalry where it was like ATT versus X3. So then we start making shirts talking about fuck ATT killers, and we all up on here, and we get into like, not like fights, but little scuffles at weigh-ins and stuff versus ATT and all this. And I'm like, yeah, I'll never be ATT and da. So now in the past like year, we've rekindled differences, and now I cross-train at ATT 3 days a week. In the morning time, I'm like, yeah, shout out to my brothers here at ATT, helping me get good work in, and we up next, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, I kind of put my hand on that one.
Listen, that's how I go though, man. Sometimes you got to. I know for me, when I first got to Jonesboro Middle School, I actually went to school in Riverdale. Okay. So I was going to my grandma's house after school. So my mom had to pay for after school care. But when I got to 6th grade, my mom was like, okay, you old enough to be at the crib by yourself. So if you want to go to school and go home after school instead of going to grandma's house, you know, you can go to Jonesboro Middle School instead of going to Kendrick. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I get there to Jonesboro, and it's like a couple, I won't call them gangs. You know how it is in Atlanta. We all in the same neighborhood. So we click.
I click. Yeah.
Right. So it was a lot of that. And since I didn't know any of them, you know, I'm trying to be tough. So they was like, who you with? They asked me that my first day, and in my head, I'm like, I'm with A Unit. And they was like, oh, okay, you know, we ain't heard of that. I was like, yeah, you know, it's like we deep out in Riverdale. That's where I done came from. They was like, oh, okay. So I don't want to put like the names of these cliques out there, but so essentially I become like an affiliate with one of them. And so they all like, yeah, you know, he cool, you know, he not with us, but you know, they cool with us. It's like a little alliance or whatever. And I'll never forget those kids. They wound up getting put out and going to alternative school. But then the kids from the other group they was beefing with didn't get put out. So they was kind of like, so what was that shit you was talking about? And I'm like, yo, it ain't real. It ain't real. And when they jumped me, I just kept saying, it ain't real. It ain't real. Just stop. It's not real. I was faking. It got to a point, it was so bad. I had to make shit up. Like they would be like, so what's the colors of A unit? Green and white. Like I'm just saying random shit.
You know what I'm saying?
One of them was like, what is talking about? Now the problem was when they asked me why is it called A unit, and I was just like, well, I can't tell y'all that. But then one dude was like, nah, fuck that. You gonna tell us what that shit stand for?
Jay, you could have got killed.
There's a lot of nigga. We grew up in Atlanta. There's a lot of times I could have got killed, but I wound up telling them A unit stands for all you niggas in trouble.
Oh shit!
They thought it was fire.
That's kind of cold.
Like, oh shit, that's
kind of cold.
They thought it was fire. So
hard.
After they jumped me, they left me alone. But yeah, I had to backpedal up out of that shit. That was the moment where I was like, "Yeah, this shit ain't for me." Cause
hey, unit, that's funny.
Yeah, man,
clever.
Yeah, I was trying to think quick on my feet. I mean, you thinking real quick when you seeing feet come to your face.
The bad part is they beat your ass and they probably using the shit you came up with because that shit cold.
That's a really good point. I never thought about that. Mm-hmm. Nigga whooped my ass in front of my girl.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Took it like a Cheeto. All right, so Nate, I'm a little bit new to this whole thing. But one thing we share in common is fatherhood. So essentially, people don't understand, they see us as parents walking around, oftentimes stressed out about certain shit or aggravated about certain shit. People really don't understand that it's a lot of funny shit that happens as well as a parent.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So just within parenthood, just something that happened real quick to me. But my son, everybody and their mama was giving me advice on how to be a parent. Everyone kept saying, well, you're having a boy, so it's going to be so much easier. So there are certain things people don't think about. My son is 9 months old. So in my head, he ain't going to start being a menace till he's like 1. 2 weeks ago, I'm laying on the couch taking a nap. Got the baby monitor in my hand. He's upstairs in the crib. My wife's at work. I wake up and I look at the monitor. He's standing up in the crib. Now, my son is tall as hell to be 9 months. So while he's standing up, the bars are like maybe at his stomach. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. I wonder what the fuck is going on in his mind. Now, I know I probably should have sprinted up there to see what the fuck and stopped him, but I had to see what the fuck he was doing. So he's looking around. We got the changing station connected to the crib. This nigga, I don't know where he gets the strength, pulls himself up onto the fucking changing station. And once he realized he was up there, he started looking down at the ground at how he was going to get the fuck down. Mm-hmm. There's nothing for him to brace himself on when he falls down. So at this point, I'm kind of torn because I'm like, I want to see what the fuck he's going to do. But I know he's probably going to break his fucking neck. So I got to get upstairs. So I run upstairs and grab him. But the whole time I just kept thinking, what the fuck possessed this fool to climb up the changing station? And where the fuck did he get the strength to pull himself up there? Yeah. So I wound up lowering his bed, long story short, which was something people didn't tell me I was supposed to do when he got bigger. I didn't know.
Yeah, when they get to the climbing and that phase, yeah, you got to take the thing down because if not, they're going to climb out of it anyway. You don't want to get trapped in it.
Right.
Yeah, but we got bunk beds now, and get a bunk bed. They said it'll be fun. They said
it's not.
Yeah, all you hear all day is dum dum.
I was like,
are they wrestling or one of them falling off?
If they're not wrestling, they're jumping off the bunk bed. If they're not jumping off the bunk bed, they're throwing stuff off the bunk bed. They're one pushes each other off the bunk bed. Now they've become acrobats. This bunk bed has made them become acrobats now because now they climb into the ladder part and hold on to the other part and hang on to the rails under the other side of the bed. And my other son is obsessed with, my 2-year-old is obsessed with doing handstands now. So he does handstands and he'll have his feet lodged between the bed and the mattress and he'll be complete handstand doing that. And yeah. Yep. Have boys, have kids, wait till he starts talking. Wait till
everyone keeps saying that now.
Wait till he is smart enough and old enough to understand bad words and between regular words. Because me and Kendra, like, okay, Kendra grew up and they can curse in her, and she grew up being able to curse in her household. What? I didn't think black people grew up.
I couldn't even say it's as hot as a mug out here without getting hit.
Yeah, mug was like the closest I could go.
I couldn't say crap, shut up,
right?
Stupid.
I could say shut up. I could say stupid, but I couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying. I was on the same wavelength,
right?
So like, even like when me and Kendra first went on our first date, when I first came over here, and we out of college, and I'm talking to her mom, and we having a conversation, and she like, yeah, mom, I was like, fuck that shit, and I was like.
I was talking to my mama today and I accidentally cursed, like, because I try my best not to cuss in front of my mama. Like, me and my dad, when he was alive, we could talk like that. But like my mama, I do my best. I was telling her something that pissed me off at work yesterday. Like, yeah, that bitch. She was like, did you hear yourself? Did you just leave church? And I was like, what'd I say? She said, you said bitch. I was like, no, I didn't. She was like, you don't even realize you cuss. That's not good, son.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm sorry.
Nah.
Sorry, Mom.
I ain't allowed to cuss in front of my mama still. She'll stop. You ain't too old to get your ass whooped.
But I can slide him in every now and then.
Yeah, like you said, slide, but
like, if you in the moment, like, but you like, don't get too comfortable. Like, if she acknowledges that you curse, like, ooh, that's some language. Don't curse again.
Yeah, don't slide warning you. You got one out. Yeah, so like I said, so now my son, he knows that fuck is a bad word.
Both of them?
So like I said, and like here we curse. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to throw her on the bus. Kendra curses a lot more than I curse, but I curse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kendra, she cursed. You know what I'm saying? So, but I listen to rap music. I don't censor my music just because my son is in the car, and Kendra won't do the same thing just because our kids in the car. She's not about to censor the music. We still gonna listen to whatever we want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? But so Sam, now he'll go up, and my parents, like I said, the preachers, principals, he'll go over there and he'll be like, "Don't say fuck me, ma. You don't say fuck. Fuck's a bad word. Don't say fuck." Or like he'll do stuff like Kendra, like if she like stubs her toe on something, she'll be like, damn it. You know what I'm saying? So he picks up stuff like that. So like he may drop something, he'll be like, damn it. Like, oh, come on, bro. You can't my grandma, you know.
So the good thing about parenting is that even though I don't have a kid, like I'm going off of like my parents, because I think my parents did a really good job raising my sister and I.
Yeah.
And there's certain actions that require you to, like, you know, they might need to get popped on the leg or in the mouth or something like that. But there's certain actions that you need to teach. Like there was a certain situation. My dad used to drink my Capri Suns and reinflate them when I went to the bathroom or something. What the fuck? Right? So this one time, and I was like 2, and I went to go drink it after you did it. It was air. And I just looked him dead in his face and say, "You dickhead." And like my dad was like, my mom was cracking up, like, because she was trying not to be audible, so it wasn't encouraging the behavior. But I didn't get a whooping for it. They explained to me that's a bad word. They wondered where I heard it from, because my dad was like, "That's some white people shit. I don't call people dickhead." It was like, but yeah, but like I didn't get a whooping for that. They explained it to me. Now, if I were to do it again, then that would have been, but like that, you got to find that healthy balance when it comes to stuff like that.
Well, I think well, of course, we're not at that point yet, because my son, of course, has no idea what the fuck I'm saying half the time. But I'm with you though.
They actually do though. Be surprised. They actually understand. comprehension comes way before conversation. So they actually understand what you're saying. Like, and you're probably gonna start to notice it after I say this, but like you ever, because you know you're not supposed to like baby talk a kid. You're supposed to talk to them.
Like I don't.
Like they understand. Yeah. So you ever noticed like you may be like, put that down, and then he'll drop it, but you thinking that he just dropped it on accident or dropped it because of coincidence that you said put it down. But no, but really they can understand what you say a long way before they can tell you back. You know what I'm saying? They can regurgitate back what you said.
See, and then I know that they're really good at reading emotions. That's something that I noticed as well, because with my son, if I go in there in the morning and I'm not excited how I usually am, he won't even smile at me. He'll have this look on his face like he concerned with what's going on.
What's wrong with daddy? Yeah,
and I'll be like, how the hell do he know it's something fucking wrong with me? So then I'll start trying to act happy, and he'll still be looking like something is off, something's not right. But then I want to say it was last week, man, I had a moment, and maybe you can help me with this. When I had a moment. So my son has this obsession with my glasses. So I picked him up, changed him. I sat him in my lap because I was getting ready to feed him. And he smacked my glasses off my face. So when he did that, I was like, no, don't do that. Stop. And he looked and he just laughed. So I put the glasses back on. He smacked them off again. Then I popped his hand twice. That's the first time I ever did that. Tell me why he looked me in the face, made this big ass sad face, and just started crying. That's the first time I ever seen my son make that face. And I just felt so bad. I was like, damn. I cannot believe this face that he's giving me right now. Like, I always thought I'd be the big stern parent. And when he gave me that face, I didn't apologize because he was wrong. I just told him, I said, no, you don't touch my glasses. But that shit affected me the rest of the day. Like, I just kept thinking about his face and how he was just looking at me like, why did you do that? Like,
because kids aim to please their parent. Like, so like if they feel like they're not meeting your expectation, it really fucks with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Son, he has to tell me good night. And I have to say it back. If I don't, he's gonna stay up all night and cry. You didn't say good night. You didn't say night. Oh, I know, man. I'm sorry. My bad. Good night.
That happened to my sister too. Here. My ritual we did with our parents. We did this thing: hug, kiss, 5, do. So it'll be hug, kiss on the cheek, high five, and then a fist bump. And I had no problem falling asleep. Like, I would be like, all right, peace out, nigga. I'm going to go lay down. My sister, on the other hand, wasn't that way. So, like, she was always trying to find reasons to stay up longer, even if it's like fake crying or different shit like that. So, my dad was getting irritated with my sister. She was like, hug, kiss, 5, do. He's like, all right, come here. And then give her a fist bump. Crying for 20 minutes. You forgot, dude. Like, it's just like, come on now. Right. I think those are the things that I'm going to have a short fuse for, but I'm going to look forward to it too.
Yeah. You just got to read your kids, man. Cause like me and my wife are figuring out that my oldest, he's high strung. He's emotionally strong, like high strung. So like nothing like developmental or nothing like that. He just gets like super emotional about the smallest things. You know what I'm saying? And it'll go on for hours and hours and hours. And then like, so like you said, you can get frustrated and yell, but then yelling at him isn't gonna do nothing but just elevate him higher. You know what I'm saying? So him, especially I'm learning like, and he's kind of like me, because like, and that's with any adult though. You mad, and then somebody come yelling at you, you're not gonna get quiet because they're yelling at you. You're gonna get even more loud. So coming at him, and having to talk quietly and come at a calmer tone to where he now has to lower his tone to be able to hear me. That usually works a lot better, and that kind of calms him down. But my son sometimes will wake up angry.
Whoa.
Wait for those days. And nothing in the normal routine that you do makes him happy, and he's just upset. He wakes up, he's mad. Do you want to brush your teeth? No. Do you want to you want some applesauce? No. Do you want your puff? No. Do you want to put some clothes on? No. Do you want to turn on the tablet? No. Like, all right, you just upset right now.
Right.
Why you're upset? You're just upset at life. Which,
sheesh.
Who knows why you're upset at life?
Right.
You're for 3.5 years, but
no bills, no nothing.
Man, we took that time for granted.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so transitioning with where we are within fatherhood. I think we've all heard the clip of our guy Kirk Franklin.
Yo, it's crazy. My sister and my mom are texting me about that right now.
Yeah.
And she was like, "This sounds like your dad."
What's you guys' opinion on it?
I'll let our guest go first.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna say, man, I back Kirk Franklin up.
Yeah.
100%. Because once again, there's 3 sides to a story. There's the right side, there's the son side, there's Kirk's side, and there's what actually happened.
Right.
And just from being a parent and also being not too far removed from being taken care of by a parent, there are times when as a kid you kind of smell yourself. I remember that time I was 16 and lifting weights and on the football team and on the wrestling team and won a couple wrestling tournaments now, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, hold on, Dad, I take the trash out when I feel like taking the trash out. Hold on. And you got, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? So it's that time when the kid can kind of buck up,
right,
smell himself and feel himself. And if that's not checked the first time, then that can kind of run him up. And if, you know, and that kind of runs him up, now the kid is getting disrespectful, especially when you got a parent who's done. Now you got those disrespectful kids to those parents who ain't shit, them ain't shit parents. And you kind of let that slide by the wayside. But those kids who parents have done all they can for them, gave them the best of whatever they had, and these kids still are jerks, still are assholes to their parents, and then their parents finally snap. I understand. You know what I'm saying? So just from the outside looking in, I assume that Kirk Franklin has done everything he could for this kid. This kid is privileged. This kid has a golden spoon. You know what I'm saying? Fed to him. He's never wanted for anything, and probably because of his selfish whatever ambitions, whatever, not listening, wanting to do stuff his own way, him and his dad have now clashed heads, and his dad has probably tried to tell him stuff time and time and time. And as teachers, y'all know, I hate repeating myself 30 million times. I understand I'm gonna have to say it 6-7 times, but 30, you don't get it after the 30th time I've told you. Hey, come on, man. Now you're just blatantly disrespecting me. And now, after a while, I'm still a grown man at the end of the day. So are you not gonna just disrespect me as a grown man in this household that I've established and taken care of you? So I feel him, man. I feel him.
Yeah, my thoughts on it, man. Like, judging by the tone of Kirk's voice, is that wasn't a first time conversation that had been built up, and you can hear the passion in his voice that he loves his son, but he needs to, like, yo, you need to get it together because you're tripping right now. And the thing I don't like about it that I feel like his son did that was really fucked up, he knows that this can destroy Kirk's, like, his whole image. He's a gospel artist, and especially in the Black community, we hold anybody that does anything with the church to a much higher standard. And I even know that on a personal level, because like there's certain people in my life that I'm close to that do not know I have a podcast because they know I'm also involved in the ministry. So with all this stuff that is going out about Kirk right now, at this point, it doesn't matter what the fuck his son did. It's just the fact that everybody's focusing that Kirk cursed out his son. And there's some things that he kind of should have walked it back, but at the same time, you're a human. Like, I wouldn't call my son, well, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't. I would like to think that I wouldn't call my son a bitch intentionally. But, you know, in the moment when you're like, emotional and you're dealing with everything, it's gonna come out in the moment of passion. And that's when the apology becomes, I apologize for what I said, but not the meaning behind the message. Mm-hmm. So it's just, it was messy because regardless of who you are, in-house stuff does not need to be seen by everybody. And now you opened up the world into your home, and now it's turned to this thing. And like, yeah, you can put out a little BS, hey y'all, don't crucify my dad, he's a good dad. Like, it's too late for that because people have already formed their opinions. So it's just, the whole situation's messy. But being a person who's been a recipient of a phone call like that before from my father, and my father was an amazing father, his son was wrong. From the information that's presented, his son was wrong.
Right.
Like I said, for me, I always tell you guys, my father wasn't really in my life. So, I don't know the dynamic that a father and a son shares in that aspect. But one thing that I do know is that I've been mad before. I've been upset with somebody before. I may have gotten mad and been going off on somebody and didn't articulate myself the way that I would have liked to better, but I articulated myself to the point to where that person understood what I was talking about. Two, we don't know, man, that the son literally could have called Kirk and said, Dad, you a bitch. He could have used that verbiage first. We don't know that. Mm-hmm. So for people to sit back in a 20-second clip and try to crucify this man, to me, makes absolutely no sense. We have no idea.
My sister just said that Kirk had admitted that him and his son had a toxic relationship for a while. So now that kind of adds another layer to
it. Right. I mean, I think we all common sense saw that. Yeah. This wasn't right a one-time thing. Like, nah, man, they go at it. Mm-hmm. They go at it. And I ain't saying that them going at it is great on Kirk's behalf. It's not. But what I'm saying is you can't take a microscope and analyze one small piece of what's going on. And last to the son, put your fucking phone away, dude. Right. Stop recording shit like that. To anybody who's thinking about doing something like that, stop. That shit's corny, man. Don't record family business and then put that shit out there like that. Because it only makes it worse. It doesn't fix any fucking thing.
Yeah, airing out your dirty laundry, man. That ain't cool.
Some right. Stuff in your house. So, just to get into some fun shit, what about y'all first fights? I'll go first. My very first fight, I got my ass whooped. So we stayed in apartments. That was when we first moved to Jonesboro. And we stayed in Hidden Pines Apartments, which is right off Terra Boulevard.
Okay.
And I never forget, my mom told me to take the trash out. I was playing my Super Nintendo. I kept going. And she was like, I said, take the trash out. Matter of fact, it was my PlayStation. She said, take the trash out. I said, take the trash out. I was like, all right. So I go downstairs. I grab the bag. I don't even have shoes on. I have on like some basketball shorts and like a red sweater. Like, I don't know why I was wearing a fucking sweater. I'm like 11 years old. So I walk down to the dumpster. I say the dumpster's about maybe 50 yards from the house. I throw the trash inside, and then this boy comes up to me, and there's a bunch of older boys who are like over there sitting on a car. The boy is like, hey, them boys told me I got to fight you to get in this game. And I'm like, dog, you don't have to fight me. Like, I don't want to do this. And he was just like, I'm just telling you what's going to happen. Either you could fight or you could just go down. So when he said that, in my head, I'm like, all right, either I'm going to have to hit this nigga or he's going to punch me in the mouth. So I cock back with all my might and I throw this punch, and I'll never forget throwing it like, yo, I'm going to knock this nigga out. And when I threw it, he went, and that joint went right past his face. And of course, since all my weight was in the punch, I stumbled forward and he just batted me down in the back of the head and I fell down to the ground. I hit the ground. My glasses flew off my fucking face. And I land on my side. He pushed me over. He got on top and just started rocking my shit. And so my brother was playing basketball like way, way in the distance. So he saw it. He started running toward me. He was like, "Stop letting that nigga hit you." So I managed to get the boy to get off of me.
Say shit like that during a fight.
I don't know. I managed to get the boy off of me.
Like if I was,
clearly he was the better fighter. But I get up, and this is where like I had to try to play it off because I had looked and I had saw that like all the other kids was outside watching. I had looked and he was like, "Come on, nigga." I was like, "Nah, fuck this. I'm going to my house. I'm about to get a motherfucking bat and I'm gonna come back and beat your fucking ass." So I'm walking back to the house. My mom sees the shit and she's like, "What the fuck? What happened?" I was like, "I'm about to get a bat and I'm about to beat this boy ass." She was like, "No, you lost. Sit your ass down." She said, "You fucking lost. You had a chance to beat him. You didn't. Now sit your ass down." I sat down, and that was the day. And I tell my students this a lot. You know, I'm like, you get your ass whooped. That don't mean run and get a gun. If you get your ass whooped, you eat that loss. And if y'all gonna set something up for y'all to scrap again, then you scrap again with the fist, you know, or the gloves. As I tell them, use gloves. Mm-hmm. But don't, you know, I'm like, don't get your ass whooped, then go get a gun, or I'm gonna go get my 3 cousins and we gonna come back and nah, that man beat you one-on-one. Yeah, so you fight that man again one-on-one.
Right. Take your L like a man.
Right. I did. In the very next fight, I learned don't run up on somebody and throw all your weight into one punch.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Ironically, I've been in one fight in my life besides the cage. Mm-hmm. And that was in 7th grade. 2 fights, I lied. One was in 7th grade, one was in 8th grade. 6th grade or 8th grade. One was at elementary school and one was in 7th grade and middle school. And the one in elementary school, I picked that fight because I knew I could win. Because all right, so backstory on me, I was always cool with everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, Trey, didn't fuck with Jay, I was cool with you, and then you'd be like, "Yeah, fuck that nigga Jay." And I'd be like, "Damn, bro, that's fucked up." But then you, Jay, you'd be like, "Yeah, fuck Jay. I don't really fuck with him." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Yeah, damn, that's fucked up too." You know what I'm saying? So I was really cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, and just like I don't even know, we was on the bus. I was on the M2M program too. So I don't know if you know about the M2M program, that how it does in Atlanta or in DeKalb County, where you come from your neighborhood school and they take you over and you catch a shuttle at Memorial Stadium. And it's a melting pot of kids and they scrambling to get to your bus that's going to take you to another school that's further off out of your district, out of your, you know what I'm saying, out of your normal school district, school territory. So I was going to Chamblee Middle School, little Asian kid on the back of the bus. I think he was trying to be cool. He took my book bag and I was like, "Man, give my book bag back. I'm gonna beat your ass." And then he was like, "No." And I was like, "I've been waiting to do this anyway." I just hit him. And as soon as I hit him, he dropped down and he just covered up. And I'm just in the back, just hitting him. And then we in the middle of the highway. So the bus driver, she looking through the back window. You know how they look through that back window?
Yeah. That's all she could do.
Yeah, that's all she could do. And then eventually I just got tired of punching him. And I was like, damn, I feel sorry for him. So he wasn't doing that. And I just kind of stopped. And it was like, "Yeah, I bet you won't take my book bag no more." And I'm like, "My bad, man." And kind of just like took my book bag back.
My first fight.
Like, it was stupid.
My first fight actually puts me on a track for my story for how I started going to anger management. So give you a little background. My legal name is Edgar Rawls. So skinny little band kid, allergies, asthma, braces, glasses, named Edgar. So you can imagine how my middle school experience was. And there's this tall white boy named Jeff. And like Jeff got held back 3 times. So like here we are in 7th grade. This nigga should be in 10th grade. So he's about like 6 foot, like picking on everybody. And I was an easy target. And he was at my bus stop. So like kid kept like fucking with me, like bullying me, like push me into shit, all that stuff. You know, my parents tried getting involved, like, yo, this kid is clearly bigger than my child. And he's like picking on him. And the school's not doing anything about it. So my dad told me, whatever you have in your hand, if he does it again, go upside his head with it. He said, we tried doing it the diplomatic way. If you get suspended, we'll take care of it. You're not going to be in trouble. We did our part, so that's what you got to do. So I was in band, like I said, and I played trombone. That's a big ass case. So here we are at the bus stop, and I'm just like, in a way, I'm just hoping that Jeff gonna fuck with me just so I can like hit him with it. So Jeff come and like he's picking on me. He was like pushing me, all this stuff. And I'm really like now that I'm in the moment, I'm like, I really don't want to do this because like, what if I miss? What if I like all this stuff like just start going through my head? And so then like I started feeling very angry. Like he's picking with me and I start crying. Like that's when you know I'm angry. Like I don't like boo-hoo, but like I tear up.
That one little dragon.
Yeah. And like those tears are hot. Like you feel like it's lava coming out your eyes. So he was like, "Oh, you just being a little bitch. You cry." and so like he's like cussing and like I black out. Everything else from the story is from what was told to me. They said I yelled, "Shut the fuck up," took the horn and came across his jaw right here. And like he hit the ground. I'm getting on top of him, just wailing on him. Like I'm not stopping him. Like one of my friends tried to pull me off. I punch him in the face and go back to, and like it got to a point where like a neighbor that lived like where the bus stop, they had to pull me off and restrain me. Like Jeff, I have fractured his jaw. Like I have broke his nose too. Like his parents were talking about pressing charges, like all this stuff. And the agreement they ended up coming to was because my dad was like, we tried getting the school involved. You can't blame my son for this happening. Mm-hmm. So the parents agreed not to press charges if I went to anger management and successfully completed the course, because it was concerning because I blacked out. Like I'm a blackout fighter. When I get angry, I don't know, like my body just takes over. And I have no recollection of it, and that was concerning for them. So I did the little course, but after that moment, like I was only in one fight. That's my only one fight in life. But because of that, anybody who grew up with me, they're like, don't fuck with him. He's crazy as shit. So like I never had to like, you know, you had those niggas where you never see them fight in their life, but their reputation precedes them. I was that person. And so like when people like that little scrawny nigga is like, nah. And then like me and Jeff actually ended up becoming cool after that.
Ain't no way.
So
you're not about to beat my ass like that.
Break my jaw.
Right.
And think
man, it was just
get one later or something.
Right.
Never again.
You would have had to see me one-on-one one more time before we
But yeah, that was my first fight and only fight.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into the wildest shit you've ever seen. I think it's your turn to go first, Trey.
All right. I remember I was on a band trip and this was in high school. And we were performing in New York for the Veterans Day parade in November. And was it November or October? That doesn't matter. It was in the fall. So they were telling us like we're used to spring trips, like those big trips like in like Disney or Universal, where it's like we have free roam and we just check in with chaperones like every few hours. But because of how big the city was, so much more danger is in that area. We had to be with somebody at all times. And I'll never forget, we were running late. We snuck off from our chaperone. We got in a lot of trouble for it too, but we snuck off from our chaperone. And we're like in some like, we're right on the street, right next to Times Square. So like, we're sitting here and we can tell like we're just not from there. We're tourists. We're walking around just like, wow. And just like people like, oh yeah, easy target. And I'll never forget, we saw this fat, homeless white woman who was like, where y'all boys from? Like you could tell like she's like homeless or something. Where y'all boys from? Y'all kind of cute. And we're like, what the fuck? And the woman is like, have you ever seen a pair of titties before? And like pop. And it's like, we were just like mortified. We were like, yo, where are you? We like, they were like, we're trying to find y'all. And like, it was just wild because like we're hitting here like, yo, we thinking we're badasses and we just got scared by a pair of floppy white titties and we're running back looking for mommy and daddy. So it's just like, that shit was wild. And it kind of scarred me for life a little bit because they weren't, no.
See, that sounds like a regular day at the underground.
Yeah, wobble to the flow.
All right. I'll go and I'll let you close it out, Nate.
All right.
Wildest shit that I can think of currently may have to be. I don't think I can say that on here. Nah, it's statutes of limitations. Ain't up on that. Lord, my brother would have killed me if I told that story. Okay, I could tell this story. One of the wildest things that I saw was at Livingstone. I want to say it was my junior year. We get this new kid. I'm not gonna drop his name. We get this new kid, and we in band practice. You know, he comes down. He's trying to get in the band, and as soon as band practice is over, you know, he don't really know nobody. So he's coming out like the back of the band hall with us. And out of nowhere, I don't know what possessed him to do it, but this nigga walked out on some cowboy shit out the door, dragged the cigarette, flicked that bitch, and just walked over and just deaded a nigga shit out of nowhere. And we was just all standing there like, yo, what the fuck did that nigga do to make him that mad? Dude fell out after he got hit. We run over to try to break it up or whatever. So at this point, the nigga who hit him is like, come on, nigga, you was talking all that fucking shit before. Let's do it. The other nigga is like, all right, you know, we can get to it. We can get to it. The fucking security booth is like maybe 20 feet away from where they're at, trying to go at it. You see security standing in the booth, just staring there, just staring at them. And we like, at what point are they going to come down here and break this shit up? So another security guard who's riding a bike, who was on patrol, he comes, we're down at the bottom of the hill. There's like this little drop off at Livingstone before you get down to where the road is. I don't know what possessed him, the cop, to try to ride this bike off the little ledge, because it's like, I would say about maybe a 5-foot drop. So he's riding this bike. And so we're not even looking at that direction. We're looking at the two niggas who, you know, who are getting ready to fight each other. They doing that shit where you circle around and you do all of this fake dodging and shit. So they doing that shit. And then at the corner of our eye, we just see this police officer go flying down and go, boom. Everybody froze and looked at him and was like, oh shit. And then everybody just took off running laughing, man.
Was he all right? Did he get up? Did he stay down?
We ran, so we don't know. But seeing him fall off that shit and seeing that boy get punched in the fucking face was one of the two wildest things to happen within 5 minutes that I'd ever seen.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so you know, being a firefighter, I see crazy shit all the fucking time. So we're on 285 and 20, right? When, you know, 285 and 20 split, and you got that little 20 goes to the right, 285 goes to the left. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's an accident. We pull up. Two girls, they had fake IDs. They were stripping with fake IDs, you know what I'm saying? They were really like 18, but they were IDs said they were like 22, 21, whatever. So they the cars they ran off into the ditch, like you know where it curves and there's like trees in the middle of that split. So they ran off into the embankment, hit a tree, bounced, did some other shit, but they're all right. They're out. One of the girls is out up front. She's crying. Her tooth is fucked up. She's mad at her friend because her friend was the one driving the car, but it's her car. Her tooth fucked up. But mind you, they were out stripping the whole night, but now they're calling for their mom. And they're like, man, I want my mama. And they like, bitch, you finna fix my tooth, bitch. Look at my tooth. You finna fix my tooth, bitch. And she like, what? I didn't break your tooth. I don't got no insurance. She like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You was driving this shit. You finna fix my tooth, bitch. So they arguing with each other. Now, mind you, the girl is another set of girls who ran them off the road. They don't even know each other. But the girl, I guess it was some accident. So the girl who ran them off the road, she comes to the scene and she's like, oh my God, are you okay? Because the girl, her lip is like her front teeth, they're knocked out. Her mouth is bleeding. Her shit's like fucked up. Like, you're like, oh shit, your shit got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So we're like trying to do triage on her. She like, get off me. I don't want y'all to touch my shit. You know what I'm saying? Being dramatic. So the other girl from whose car that kind of ran them off the road, she comes off and she's like, I'm just trying to see if y'all okay. And da 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 da. And she like, bitch, you the one who ran us off the road. Stupid ass bitch. And she like, stupid ass bitch, who the fuck you talking to? Turns around and punches this girl.
Oh shit.
Boom. The girl who they ran up the road, she turns around and she punches this girl. So the girl falls and she's like, oh shit. And she's like, I can't believe this bitch. So this bitch, the girl who hit her, she's on top of her and she's like, stop her. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Stop. So I gotta grab one girl, and then my two other buddies, they separate the two other girls, but now her gay homeboy, whose name happened to be Nathan, the gay homeboy, he come hell no. So he trying to fight. So then finally the police officer comes out of the car. Hey, what's going on? Y'all want to go to jail? Then stop this shit. Mind you, the girl and already got stomped on, swung on. Like, hey. Anybody trying to go to the hospital? Nope. And my captain was like, hey, all right, this some bullshit. We out. Let's go. He was like, Will, grab the bags, man. We out this bitch. So he was like, y'all motherfuckers crazy. So we grabbed the shit. They signed a refusal form and we got the hell on.
That's fucking
damn, right. It's 3:00 in the morning. And then the split. I'm like, how the fuck y'all fighting and y'all just got in a car accident?
Right. Like y'all ain't sore?
That's fucking wild.
I gotta ask the stories.
All right, guys. Well, that's our time.
I actually have something. I didn't run it by you, so surprise.
Go ahead.
All right, so we're halfway through March, and we're coming up on the 1 year of the session. We hit a 1 year in June. So I'm trying to think of some ideas, and I want to come up with a 1 year anniversary shirt. And I want to get ideas from my fans. Okay. I want y'all to think of like your favorite quotes from the session, whether myself or Jay said it. Submit them to our social media and we'll pick the top 2 choices and put it on a shirt somehow. So just an idea, because I think we're going to be in the DR for the 1 year, aren't we? Yeah. So it's going to go all the way up. We're trying to blow it up, give y'all something to remember it for rocking with us. But Nathan, thank you again for joining us up here. 2 pods, 1 week for y'all, special guest. So make sure you rock with us. So support Nathan this weekend, man, as he goes into his fight. We want to wish you good luck, man. You already know the W's there, man. So just thank you for rocking with us and being up here, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. This felt like 20 minutes, man.
That means some good shit, man.
Definitely gotta do it again. Hopefully we can get together again for more sessions, more sessions on the session. You know what I'm saying? But I rock with y'all boys campaign, man, and you know, I can't wait to see y'all at the top.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We got to get back to we forgot on the other pod, but just to make sure we get it in this week, we got to shout out one Black-owned business.
Yeah, Black-owned business. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. I have one. I want to shout out DVN. They is Divine Clothing. They do Greek paraphernalia. For anybody who's in Greek or letter organizations, they do dope ass custom work. Like for those who are subscribed on the YouTube, they did a line jacket for me. I'll put a picture up here for it. Let's see where's fucking photo at. Right here. So this is the type of stuff they do. Like they did that design, dope as fuck. So check them out. If you're any Greek organization, doesn't even have to be the D9. It can just be any Greek letter organization. They'll do it for you. So check them out. That's dvn.co. Check them out.
Oh, for sure. I would like to shout out because I was supposed to shout them out. Polly's Restaurant. Polly's is a soul food restaurant. I want to shout them out because we actually had a catering issue on the day of my wedding in December, and we actually called Polly's about catering it, and within 20 minutes they prepared enough food for my wedding to make sure that we had enough food out of nowhere. They didn't ask any questions. They didn't charge us anything extra. I called and told them. They said, come pick it up. It'll be ready when you get here. So shout out to Polly's Restaurant.
Yeah, I had them for dinner today. They really good. Chicken wings. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, Polly's is that deal. You got any black-owned business you'd like to shout out, Nate?
Yeah, let me shout out Fighter for Life Boxing Gym.
Yes, sir.
Located off of 1897 B Metropolitan Parkway, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. The owner and founder, owner, once again, formerly known as Jermaine Burgess. It now goes by Rahman Ali. Brother of mine, one of my best friends from high school, man. Good brother out there. And he intentionally put it out there on Metropolitan to try to help uplift that community. So that was like intentional in his location and trying to put it in the urban community, trying to give back. He always donates, feeds the homeless, does things. He's not the type of guy who I'm going to feed the homeless just to put it out here on social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's only he doesn't go and show what they do when they go out. He just gets on social media and asking for donations. You know what I'm saying? So they can keep the campaign going. But he doesn't, hey, look at me giving to the homeless. Look at me feeding. He doesn't do all that. Not trying to get clout glow off that, you know. So Fighter for Life Boxing Gym, man. Shout out to my boy Rahman Ali.
Yes, sir. That's good stuff that you're doing, man. And then as always, most definitely gonna plug the Hidden Gems podcast. Yes. Make sure y'all check it out.
Man, for sure. Hidden Gems podcast. Also, she has another podcast. Wait, what just happened? Podcast is out on all live streams as well. All streams, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. And we're trying to push them to get to YouTube as well. So
okay.
They'll be coming out on YouTube. So subscribe to that page as well. Wait underscore what just happened. The Hidden Gems podcast. Well, no, I think it's Kendra's Treasures.
Kendra's Treasures, yeah.
Is it? I thought she had changed it. Okay.
That's what the Instagram is, I think.
Kendra's Treasures. Okay. For sure. Oh, I don't know why I'm tripping. Like I couldn't have just pulled it up.
Right. But yeah, while he's doing that, man, any podcasters out there that want to do collabs, I know we got about 2 lined up, I think. 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We got a couple lined up. So if any of y'all want to do collabs, just let us know. We are always down. As you see, we talk about a multitude of shit, so we can fit almost any podcast. So just let us know. We got y'all. But as always, hit us up on our socials. Make sure you support Nathan this Saturday as he takes on the person that shall not be named from Alaska. He's gonna beat their ass, and that's all it is. He's gonna be the nigga that Nate beat. So keep rocking with your boys.
Make sure y'all tune in to us on Saturday when we watching that
on the Instagram. Make sure you follow us. So that's all I got for y'all. So peace and chicken grease. Damn, you're not gonna say what you?
Yes, I am. I thought Nate had something you want to say before we got off.
Hey, we out here, your boy Nasty Nate, man. Follow me.
All right.
March 20th. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Let me stop the other joint. Oh, still hit an hour on that one too. That's fire. All right, man. We definitely appreciate.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you jumping on with us, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
We're gonna get this thing mixed up.
Yeah, we gotta set up a post fight that, even if it's just like a
clip,
a clip, or just talking about the experience. And
okay.
So we gotta set that up. Not the day of, because I know you're gonna want to rest after all the shit. But like,
whatever.
Just, yeah, it's on you, man. Whenever you decide you want to send in the clip, just let us know. We for sure put it on.
All right, bet.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, brother.
Bro. Send me all the stuff, and then I can repost it and do all that good stuff.
Yeah, I got you,
man. We're gonna tag you and everything, man. So we got you.
All right, homie, man. I appreciate it, man. Y'all boys hold it down. Till next
time. You too, brother.
Peace.
Yeah.